Oh my god. OBS don't down me. Hi! Good evening! How you doing? I hope you're good and welcome. I would like to say welcome back, as in, you know, welcome back to stream, but actually welcome to a new stream project. Also, thank you so much for the braids. Welcome to a new stream project. Because I've been sitting here. Well, I've been thinking ever since Wednesday that I don't feel like playing my Vote to My Liege because of the entire thing of the whole, oh, I'm only allowed to show up to chapter 10 of the common route, which means I'm not even allowed to show any of the routes, and it's an Otoma game. The dating stuff is a part of it. We need to see that. What's the point of a dating game if you don't actually get to see the part where you start dating people? So, long story short, I decided, you know what? Fuck this. It's sad, it's another unfinished project. But before I, you know, kind of waste another stream on it, I want to do something I know I'm going to like, that I've wanted to show for a long time anyway. Where this time around I should not have the problem with oh, you're not allowed to show this on stream, because I couldn't find anything in regards to that one. Also, granted, this one is a few years old nowadays, so maybe that's why. You can't die because you're a ghost. Yeah. I mean, I think I've said what I think of the whole streaming restriction guidelines in regards to VNs oftentimes. Enough now. But yeah, we're gonna try something else here. Also, I know you guys cannot see like all of the stuff that it says on the right here because the chat is in front of it, but it's only like the options and stuff. There's the actual important part is gonna be in the middle of the screen, so nothing lost here. But this is Flowers. Flowers with a subtitle I cannot for the life of me pronounce correctly since it is French. The games themselves are Japanese visual novels. There's 4 entries in the Flowers series, I guess. There's 4 entries. The 4th one just released sometime this year, and I still haven't gotten around to actually playing like the last one. I've played this one and the 2 that come after it. They're very sweet games. They're extremely sweet games. I fell in love with the very first game back when it came out, when I played it for the first time, which was 2016, I think it was when the English release came out. Good evening! How you doing? They're not terribly long. I know the game is gonna explain it in a bit, but what these games are about is like, okay, she's your main character. She's new to a school. It's a kind of boarding school. The funny thing is, the boarding school is a very, and listen, I say funny because the boarding school is a Christian boarding school. Do not ask me why. Do not ask me why, but the teachers are nuns. It's a Christian boarding school, but it's still very much Japanese. Like they don't pretend they're in some other country or something. It's a Japanese Japanese game and everything. And I love our main character very much. This game has 2 routes. One route that is considered the true route, where the other ones come right after, and then one that is, well, not the true route, still, you know. I think we are going to be playing both of them. We're not going to be doing the bad endings, because the bad endings are pretty much just, oh no, you failed to solve this puzzle, dun dun dun. You don't find any friends, dun dun dun. That kind of stuff. So we're only going to be focusing on the big stuff. But anyway, apparently, according to Google Translate, this is how you pronounce it. Oh, okay. Hold on.
Le volume sur printemps.
Yeah, I would not have said that correctly. Also, why was that so slow?
Le volume sur printemps.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Google Translate. I appreciate it. Oh no, you failed. Anyways, yeah. So in this case, I'm not going into this specific entry blind, but I like them a lot. There's some good girls. There's also some coming to terms with your own sexuality stuff in this one. You know, since it is a Christian boarding school and stuff. But it's very sweet. I like the art. I love the soundtrack. I hope you guys will like it as well. The Tale of the Girls Who Grow with the Season is very fitting. This one is the one that starts in spring. It also has a mystery aspect to it. Also, tell me if the sound is like, I don't know, if the BGM is a little too loud. Because I can still fix it. Still have some ways to go, but for now, this is gonna be our next project. Oh, your voice is really fucking quiet. You can barely hear her. Hold on. Right, I forget. Our main character has a very quiet voice. She's seen but unheard. I know, I'm so sorry. Hold on. Yeah. I'm sorry, Sue. I forget. Her voice is so quiet. Like, even if you turn down everything else, she is so god darn quiet. 1 second. Voice volume, character specific settings. You go up there. Oh, oh no. Something is dying. Why is the sound fucking up now? Is it just the sound for me? Am I... Oh my god. I am destroying something. Okay. Okay, let's try this again, slowly. It's okay. Calm down, game. We just want some gay girls. We're all good. Calm down. Please forget your troubles and enjoy this beautiful Yuri world. Yeah. Okay. Okay, it sounds fine now, right? I don't know what that was, but let's try this again. Hopefully this time we'll actually be able to hear her. I'm so sorry. Ah! Yeah, my PC is very much dying. Granted, yesterday was a lot. She's still quiet, isn't she? what
何
the?
もつかむことができない私がどうかこの一時だけアングレカムの花言葉を私に
Guess I'll turn up even more. Configuration. You go all the way up, even though it doesn't get that much higher anymore. And the BGM goes down a little more, and then we're gonna hope for the best. Okay. Right. Good. Okay. Oh my god. Oh my goodness. My grandfather taught me that the tougher things get, the more I should smile. But I know there are things so painful and terrifying that I cannot smile. In the deep of the forest, the shadows are so dark I can barely see my fingertips. So dark that were it not for the lights nestled evenly between the trees, I would not be able to walk. I'm now afraid to stand still. If I stop, I'm done for. I will be crushed with fear. Let's turn it up more. Good to do how much you stream. I mean, yeah. That's why I do this. I do this because I want to do it as much as possible. I want to show up as much as possible. Along this night path where a ghost could appear at any moment, to escape from the fear, I think back to why I, Sue Shirahane, must trudge along this path.
そうだ今日初めて一人で乗った電車やバス
Yeah, now that sounds better. I think we can hear her better now. I made all my connections smoothly thanks to proper preparation, but
バスが廃線になったなんて知らなかったもの
the girls' boarding school I will be attending from now on, St. Aracum I'm sorry, some kind of flower name, Academy. A distinguished mission school built in 1870, a finishing school for girls from respectable families. I have come here to study and live at the academy for the next 3 years, but
調べてきた直通のバスまさか2年も前に亡くなっていたなんて書いてなかったし
oh. Without a direct bus to the school, it took a considerable amount of time to find a single dim road leading to the academy. Staring at the tire tracks, I go forth certain that this is the right road. I want to go home. It's me and my grandfather living together. It really was just the two of us. I didn't go to school, but I had books and movies for friends, so I wanted for nothing.
ダメ友達が欲しいからアミティエ制度のある学院に通いたいって私から言い出したんじゃない
I'm aware of my introverted personality, shy and withdrawn. So I had tried to attend school near my grandfather's house, but it was too painful. I ended up getting homeschooled. Living with my grandfather was a quiet life, and I thought things would be fine as they were, but in all my favorite novels, movies, and dramas, the main characters were always surrounded by wonderful friends. I longed for it, life with friends. But being introverted, I thought that if I entered just any school, I would not be able to make friends.
祖父から教えてもらった学校聖アングレカム学院
In order to get students to adapt quickly to life at the boarding school, the academy has its own system in which the school pairs students with a friend. I thought that if I went there, I too would be able to make wonderful friends, and so I had asked my grandfather if I could attend.
きれいえあ
Nice to meet you as well. I look up to see that a person suddenly appeared before me, and my surprise I stumble falling into her.
ごめんなさい足元ばかり見ていていいの
I hear a flustered voice. Realizing that I'm practically embracing her, I flash red and look up to the owner of that troubled voice.
すごいこんな綺麗な人初めて見た 聞こえてじゃなくて大丈夫？足とかくじいていない？はい、平気です。
There's a faint scent of citrus coming from the body holding me.
香水を使っているのかしら。大人だわ。やっぱり綺麗。
Hearing her murmur above my head, I finally realized the position I'm in and that I'm in her arms. When reality catches up with me, I feel tremendously embarrassed.
初めて会った人とこんな。
The heat welling up from within turns my face red and I want to disappear.
どうしたの？
Hearing the concern in her voice, I apologize again. I finally pull her well and face the girl in front of me.
私の方こそごめんなさいね。倒れてしまうと思ったから抱き留めてしまって。抱き？違うの。確かに見たこともない美人で、髪なんてすごく綺麗で、抱きつかれて嬉しかったのは本当だけど。
Yes, this is the beginning of the game. No, these guys do not know each other. And yes, they still struggle with the whole like, oh, could I be interested in girls? For most of the game. It's very funny. Beautiful, gorgeous. What on earth is she talking about? This girl wearing the same uniform as me has glossy black hair cutely tied in ribbons and the eyes behind her glasses are kind. She's lovely even though she's just standing there.
私は何を考えて。どうしたの？そうよね。こんな暗い道で名乗らないなんて不審がられても仕方がないわよね。私の名前は花火師立花。多分あなたと同じ新入生で。
She quickly introduces herself. I've caused her trouble. I have no idea what to do with myself.
本当にごめんなさい。
Overcome with emotions, I bow my head and dash away at full speed. Normal reaction.
なんで私はこうなんだろう。
Even though I was the one who decided to enter this boarding school in order to make friends and change myself.
あの人、気を悪くしているわよね。
I think you running away would have actually offended her. I think before that you were just fine. Though she had gone out of her way to talk to me, I was so embarrassed at our accidental hug and I felt terrible for panicking her. It has been such a long time since I talked to a girl my age, I couldn't control my feelings.
気がついたら逃げ出してしまった。
There's no way I can make friends like this. When I was placed in my grandfather's care, I had tried attending a school nearby.
そうだ。あの時だって最初は話しかけてくれる人はいた。
But I was such a wreck, all I did was bother people. Before I knew it, there was no one around me. I had come here to change myself, but... The area behind my nose starts to get hot, and my vision gradually starts to blur and distort. The more I tell myself not to cry, the more I think of how pathetic and worthless I am. In my blurred vision, I see something light red. Wiping my tears on my sleeve, I stare at them dancing around my feet.
桜。
Cherry blossom petals rain down onto the path like snow, scattering at my feet. I lift my head and there... is another one! Beautiful. Under the cherry trees that seem to float in the dark night like apparitions stands a girl with chestnut hair gazing at me, frozen. Her eyes almost suck me in. She stares at me, her eyes slightly darker than her hair, shining with a pure light. I should greet her, I think, but it is as if my very spirit had been taken from me and my body does not move.
桜の妖精。いや、そんなはずはないか。夜更けに驚かせてしまったみたいだね。あんまり桜が見事だったからつい見とれていたんだ。
God fucking damn it. The CGs in this are really good. They are. And there's a lot. Clasping her hands together, the girl stretches and sighs to herself as she gazes at the falling cherry blossom.
こういう景色を盤景円形というのだったかな。まるで桜の雨が降っているようだ。
Don't you think so too? I'm asked, and I nod as though under a spell.
そうか。なら君も一緒に見よう。こっちへ来るといい。
My name is. I already turned down BGM as much as I can possibly hope to do so, and then you still can't hear anything. I'm just gonna turn everyone down a little more and hope for the best. Turn up, not turn down. You know what I mean. Lit by the color of the cherry blossoms, the girl smiles like a spring day. I follow her along as though pulled by a gossamer thread. Whoosh, the passing wind shakes the petals. The cherry blossom flowers fall like rain and cover the ground. I stumble in the wind and fall into her embrace. Good evening! The girl laughs and smiling says that greetings are passed due.
私の名前は高坂まゆり。
She introduces herself, smiling at me. And then the entire screen goes black.
4月という言葉から連想されるものは何だろう。春、おろしたての制服、桜、穏やかな日和、冷たさが消えた暖かな風。いいえ、それよりも出会い。この学院で新しい出会いを得られるだろうか。友人を作れたことのない
Hi, good evening. No more braids.
ここで
You redeemed the braids back to normal hair. I can't go double braids. I cannot. Was that what you wanted to do? Chapter 1, Spring Awakening. Jesus Christ. The mixed voices echo through the cathedral, overwhelming in a beautiful solemnity. They wash over like a wave, reflecting off the stained glass windows, glittering in the sunlight, and at last reaching the first-year students sitting nervously in their seats.
本当にミッションスクールなんだわ。
Well, yeah, what else did you think it was? From the altar of the cathedral, I hear the upperclassmen singing a hymn. The reality that I'm really here at St. Greg finally hits me.
聖者の姿を模したステンドグラスに
Normal
十字架
hair.
に貼り付けにされたキリスト像。映画で見た通りだわ。
When I arrived at the academy that night, I was taken to the dormitory right away. I had been forced to go to bed at the specified time, and so I had no chance to see anything.
すごい。
Brick buildings lined the cobblestone path on the way here as though I were in a foreign land. The cathedral we passed, was it called the chapel? The scenery of a Christian school, just as I had seen in foreign films, unfolding right before my very eyes took my breath away. Hearing faint laughter, I turned slightly and glanced at the seat behind me. A fellow freshman is looking at me and giggling.
なんで
I must have done something wrong, I think, and recall how yesterday I could only give such an awkward response to the girl, even though she'd gone out of her way to talk to me. What have I done wrong? Have I been saying my thoughts out loud? My grandfather had pointed it out as a habit of mine when I'm lost in thought. I look down, feeling my cheeks get hot. I'm dressed in a cute academy uniform, but ever since that time I haven't... The wave of sounds echoing in my ears fade, and I raise my head. The upperclassmen who'd been singing the hymn at the podium are no longer there. Those second and third year students have now taken their seats surrounding us. Then, before I even realize it, a woman wearing a robe trailing behind her, she a nun, steps up to the podium and with a sweeping gesture bows.
新入生の皆さん、ご入学おめでとうございます。私は皆さんの担当教諭を任されましたダリア・バスキアと申します。
Dalia Basquiat. Seeing Sister Dahlia, the teacher who will be in charge of us, reinforces my realization that this is indeed a religious school. This woman with golden eyes and golden hair wrapped in a veil, wearing a habit, plainly shows that this is a Christian school.
優しそうな人だ。でも、なんだろう。私のは。
Watching Sister Dahlia go over the school precepts and talk about the structure of the academy, I feel a flutter of unease in my chest. What on earth? Somehow I have the feeling that a terrible memory is about to surface. I look away from Sister Dahlia and instead stare at the back of the girl in front of me. In front of me is a dress-like navy blue uniform. I quite like the neat, elegant uniform of this academy, as I gaze at the thin, slender lines of the body in front of me. Seeing a cherry blossom petal clinging to her shoulder, lank chestnut brown hair, I reach out unthinkingly. I'd reflexively reached out to take it, but it would be rude to her, I think. Yes, but
引っ込み思案で誰とも触れ合わない生活から抜け出すために祖父の家を出たんじゃないの。
it's only natural that I, who from a young age had never attended school and was homeschooled, would have known one I could call a friend. That is why my grandfather, concerned about me, had allowed me to attend a school with his amitié sister. Besides,
これって親切よね。
my experience with human relationships is lacking, and I cannot confirm this, but in all the movies and novels I've seen and read, the considerate characters are the ones who make friends. In that case... Oh my god, in that case I'm struggling with the controller.
やっぱり取ってあげた方がいいよね。
Spurred on by the thousands of protagonists I've seen in the movies, I reach out gently so as not to be noticed toward her chestnut hair. As my fingers draw near her glossy hair, my heart says something. Sweat drips down my back as I wonder if the sound of my heart will give me away. With all my courage, I gently pinch the flower petal in her hair.
やったわ。
I nearly cried at my success, then... Although quiet, I flinched back in surprise at the sound of the voice.
あなたは
I'm literally frozen in place. I stare at the girl who has turned slightly to look at me. It's the cherry blossom girl from yesterday. Remembering our embrace underneath the scattering cherry blossoms, my cheeks, no, my entire face all the way up to the tips of my ears suddenly flushes hotly.
あなたは昨日の白羽さんだったかな。何を
She looks at me with questioning eyes and sees the cherry blossom petal I'm still holding in my fingers.
ああ、花びらを取ってくれてたんだね。ありがとう。
I swallow the words I've been about to say to try and resolve the misunderstanding and freeze again. That's because with a beautiful smile and cheerfulness, she's exactly the kind of friend I want.
どうしたんだい？何か驚かせてしまったようだけれど。あ、いえ、そんなことないです。そう、ならよかった。
She runs her hand through her hair and smiles. It's fiddling with a habit of hers. I don't know why, but my chest tightens and I can't look away from her smile.
気を使ってもらって悪いね。昨日も挨拶したけれど、もう一度。私のあなたは白羽スオさんだったね。
No, you are correct.
間違っていないよね。
You're correct.
ええ、はい。そうか、よかった。人の名前を覚えるのが苦手で間違えたかと思ったよ。白羽さんって呼びかけてからずっと困った顔をしていたからね。え、嘘。
I pat my face and Mayuri nearly burst into laughter, covering her mouth with her hand.
何ですか？ 知的で少し冷たい感じのする美人だなと思っていたけど、
Oh,
ずいぶん子供らしい真似をするんだなって思って。
not very good with humans.
本当にごめんね。
With my hands still on my face, I can feel sweat beading on my forehead from embarrassment. Eventually, I drop my hands. Seeing me like this, my Yuri apologizes again. I hurriedly wave my hand in front of my chest as if to say don't worry about it.
あ、
I follow her line of vision to what she's frowning at.
少し内緒話が過ぎるんじゃありません？
The student seated next to Maddie sits with her profile to us, shooting us a reproachful
今
glare.
はシスターの風話をお話ししている最中よ。おしゃべりは控えて。すみません。
The student speaks with a controlled voice. Wait, isn't she?
昨日の
The loosely tied hair, the serious-looking rimmed glasses. When I realize this is the same person I had angered last night on my way to the academy, I hang my head once again.
そんなに。そう何度も頭を下げなくてもいい。白羽さんは悪いことをしていたわけじゃないからね。
Yeah, I think the voices are good now, aren't they?
開き直るの？
Feeling the glare behind the glasses intensify, I say that you were the one talking. Seeing those fierce eyes brings back that memory, and I feel as though I might falter, but
ここは私が誤解を解かないと。
otherwise I would be throwing my Yuri under the bus and after her going out of her way for me.
開き直るとかそういうことじゃないんだけどな。あなた、あの。
But I guess we need to turn Rika up a little more? Yeah. We're gonna get there at some point.
何？高坂さんは悪くないんです。私から声をかけて。だから、
Well, right now
う
you're
るさくし
literally
てし
all
まった
making
のは
noise.
私で。そう。
I bow an apology to the girl who seems to be considering the words I've said.
今日のこともそうだけど、昨日はごめんなさい。いきなり話しかけられたから驚いて、その
I could apologize to her after the
つい
sisters finish
逃げ
with
て
their
しまっ
story.
て。逃げてって。ちょっと。
That's what I'm saying.
あなた昨日の私いきなり走って行ってしまったから何か気に障ることしたんじゃないかと思ってたの。あなた白羽スオです。そう、昨日は私だけ名乗って。ちょっとまずいって。
That's right. She had introduced herself so as to not so as not to frighten me.
そのそう、花さん。違います。花火師立花です。忘れてしまったの？
My white cheeks turn red upon mistaking her name, and she says the name slowly and clearly. I tell her I won't forget, finally cooling the situation when a hand tugs at her sleeve.
何よ。何じゃなくて、ほら。
With her hand pressed to her forehead, she makes a small pointing gesture with her finger. When we look in the direction of her pointing finger, our eyes land on the podium. Sister Dahlia staying our way with a detached smile on her face.
私は注意して。お三方、お静かに願いますわね。
It's first day of school, we're already getting in trouble with the teacher. After somehow managing to make it through the embarrassing scene in the cathedral, I head straight to campus with my eyes cast down and arrive at the classroom without incident, but
中は普通の学校と変わらないのね。
I think as I look around the classroom,
以前通っていた学校とそう変わらないみたい。
the layout of the classroom is no different from a usual classroom, making it a bit anticlimactic. No, but
この机と椅子、すごい年季よね。
perhaps the interior of the classroom was built around the theme of wood, because everything that would usually be made of metal, including the door handles, desk legs, and the edge of the blackboard is made of wood, which gives the room a certain warmth. Oh, Huh, yeah, I guess mostly they're made of metal. I suppose it's a good idea to use wood in a humid country like this since it absorbs moisture.
こんなところに傷
The desks bear small marks like a lingering scent of the people who had once used them. These marks remind me of when I used to attend school. Remembering that one year I went to school, I feel a sense of nostalgia.
今になって思えば嫌な思い出ばかりじゃないのかも
As I'm tracing the diagonal stretch left in
楽
a
しそうだ
desk,
ね
a mysterious voice calls out unexpectedly. Realizing that the voice is talking to me, I turn timidly towards it and... For some reason, a student sat in front of me. The person who called out to me seems awfully surprised.
何かあ、ごめんなんだか楽しそうだったからつい話しかけたんだけどすごい美人さんだったから驚い
This
ちゃっ
happens
た
a
んだ
lot. Beautiful. Rika Hanabishi said the same thing. I feel my face turn red.
また社交辞令
Still red in the face, I wave my hand in front of my chest to dismiss the words I'm not used to hearing.
謙遜だな同じ1年生ってことは同い年なんでしょ同い年でお姉さんみたいな落ち着いた美人ちょっと見ないと思うけどなへへへ落ち着いてるって年を取って見えるってこ
It's so... I've been told by my grandfather too that I look older than I am. I put my hands to my still hot cheeks and...
とこっちも負けてるな
I don't know why, but she's touching her chest over her uniform. I stare at quizzically, wondering if the ribbon is coming undone.
ごめん名乗らないとかダメだよね
They are so
私
polite.
の
Oh,
名
it's
前は
gonna...
佐々木いちご佐々木は
it's gonna
少し
get
難しい字だけど
worse.
いちごはいちごだよ
Because there's a bunch of keigo they're using to talk to each other in this school here. They are extremely polite. She takes out a pen case from her desk, writes her name on the palm of her hand and shows me.
佐々木いちごさん
The innocent smile is so bright it almost makes me squint. She's delicate and carefree, and her tied-up hair makes her look cute. Looking closely, I can see two moles under her right eye, adding to her childlike
いち
appearance.
ごさんになら落ち着いているって言われてもいいのかしら
Also, there's nothing. I literally cannot turn her up anymore. I just have to suffer through not being able to hear. So, most of the time, because her voice, like, I don't know. Apparently, someone decided, hey, she's a really withdrawn character. She doesn't have a very loud voice. So, when they recorded all her voice lines,
they told the voice actors to not talk louder than this all the time as well. Which is nice if you play on your own, but it's really hard if you try to stream the game so everyone can hear what is being said.
and I have a feeling you guys couldn't even hear half of what I said just now because the soundtrack is louder than I am, but god damn it. As I think this impolite thought, Ichigo balls up her stretched out hand into a little fist and dexterously opens and closes it.
それでお姉さんの名前はなんて言うのかなごめんなさい名乗るのが遅れてしまって私の名前は白羽スオです白羽スオ
Ichigo cocks her head questioningly, so I also write my hand name on my palm for her.
スオってこういう字を書くんだ
Anyway, so much, so
難
much.
しいねちょっといい
The problem is I don't know what kind of ASMR I could do.
何
I would love to. I mean, I got a proper microphone for it now, so... She grabs the hand I've written on and I let out an embarrassing yelp of surprise. A few of our other classmates were waiting for the teacher to come look at us, and I feel like my face is on fire.
いちごさん何をせっかくの紹介だからリンゴにも教えてあげようと思ってほらリンゴまた寝ちゃダメだって
Still holding onto my hand, Ichigo taps mercilessly in the back of the sleepy classmate seated in front of us. I'm more nervous about her angering the student she's hitting than I'm embarrassed that she's still holding my hand.
ほらほら早く起きる分かったよ分かればってちょっと
Once again, she slaps the back of the student who, overcome with sleepiness, is slowly snuggling back to the desk.
分かったからお姉ちゃん。
The girl raises her head lazily and looks back.
同じ顔。そう、双子の妹なの。ほら、挨拶。
Dun da dan! We haven't had twins in any of the games we've played so far, have we?
佐々木は。
We've had. Well, no, that's not true. We've had one twin, but we haven't had any games where both twins show up at the same time. I think. Oh, one button.
もう説明したよ。そう。それじゃあ名前のリンゴはリンゴですよ。
And not realizing that both sisters are named after fruits. Then I feel tugging on my hand again.
で、こちらが白羽スオちゃん。スオちゃんでいいよね。難しい字だからちゃんと覚えてあげてね。わかった。
Squinting with her sleepy eyes, she stands up and leans her face in towards the palm of my hand. Though a few of my cheeks go red, I steal a glimpse of Ringo's face while she's distracted. She has the same delicate build as Ichigo. Being twins, they have the exact same facial structure, but if anything, Ringo seems to have gentler features than Ichigo. Instead of tying her hair back, she has a pretty flower clip in it, making me wonder if they're intentionally distinguishing themselves. If Ichigo has a lively and innocent personality, then Ringo seems to have a gentle and kind one. I think, though I don't have much to go on. Then...
リンゴさんは一つ。ん？ああ、ほくろのこと？初心者的には簡単な見分け方の一つだね。
She shakes that other distinguishing feature, her hair, and points to the two moles under her eyes.
一つの方が妹のリンゴ、二つの方が私って覚えておいて。寝起きとかお風呂に入ってる時はさすがに髪は言ってないしね。
I nod my understanding and Ringo nods back, then slowly returns to his seat.
これから席も近いんだし、よろしくね。よろしく。はい。私の方こそご指導ご鞭達のほどお願いします。
Forgiving you what? This is the first time someone has said nice to meet you to me since I came to the academy, and I feel heat rising from the bottom of my stomach in excitement.
もしかして友達第1号が作れるんじゃない？いちごね、ご鞭達って何？
Yeah, that's what I'd like to know.
わからないけど、多分スオちゃんの元いた学校で流行った挨拶とかじゃない？一時流行ったおっはーみたいな。
I don't think that's it. No.
なるほど。佐々木さんにお願いがあるのですけど。何？私と。
I've gotten this far.
私と。友達になってくれないでしょうか。友達？友達ね。
I think that might not have hurt me since my voice had trailed off. But Ichigo, who has heard it clearly, folds her arms and hums to herself.
ごめんね。考えてみたけど、友達ってねえ。もっとたくさんおしゃべりしてからだと思う。ああ、別にスオちゃんが気に入らないってことじゃないんだ。すごい美人さんだし、こっちから頼みたいくらいなんだけど。でも友達だよねって口に出してから友達になるのって。
Yeah, it doesn't really work like that.
友達じゃない。
It works like that in kindergarten. I guess I really am not good at this.
映画のようにうまくいくわけないわ。同行していた1年で思い知らされていたことじゃない。何？どうしたのスオちゃん？もしかして眠っちゃってるのかも。リンゴじゃないんだから目を開けたまま眠るわけないでしょ。スオちゃん。はい、何ですか
？Feeling a light tap on my head, I come back to my senses. I can see my small sigh from Ichigo, who is looking at me with concern.
急にぼーっとするからびっくりしたよ。 あ、それよりスオちゃんに聞きたいことがあるんだけどいいかな。私にですか？うん。スオちゃんのお家ってやっぱりキリスト教なの？
Huh? What kind of question is that? I mean, you go to a Christian school now, so it would make sense. I have a feeling the important thing is how I should answer Ichigo's question, or rather what would be the better answer. We respond with what we think she wants to hear.
やっぱりって言ったからには期待されているのよね。
If that is the case, it would be better off lying and telling her I'm Christian.
私、やっぱりって言い方はおかしいと思う。うちも違うんだし。ああ、そうか。確かに見た感じだとそんな気もするけれど。
I don't know why, but with Dingo's sleepy eyes on me, I get the feeling I shouldn't lie.
聖歌は仏教だと思います。
I answered.
そうなんだ。逆に良かったよ。ほら、入学式の時に上級生が聖歌を歌ってたでしょ。だから全然知らない私たちはまずいんじゃないかって思ったんだ。私とリンゴだけで歌う練習とかするのって恥ずかしいし。そうだったんですか。
I'm relieved now that it's all clear. Judging from Ichigo's grievances, it's probably better that I'm not Christian.
それでさ。
The sound of a door opening brings a draught of gentle spring air with it as a woman wearing a habit comes in and ascends to the podium. Sister Basquiat, the woman we've been waiting for.
お待たせしました。先ほど聖堂で挨拶を済ませましたが、ダリア・バスキアと申します。あなた方の教諭として1年間共に学ばせていただきます。よろしくお願いいたしますね。
With her hands folded in front of her, she bows gracefully to the class, and we all bow our heads in return.
すごいな。
My impression of her at the cathedral had been somewhat negative, but with a single bow she now appears warm yet refreshingly cool. A real woman of the cloth, I think with admiration.
それでは何から説明いたしましょうか。
Once you've been with any bocce the rock, just less
まず
crazy.
はそう
That is a
そうでした
comparison I would
は
not
じめは自
have
己紹介から
drawn
始めましょ
towards
う。
this game, I think, ever. But I see what you mean. She smiles and a warm atmosphere envelops the room. I hear giggling from around the class.
それでは席順に自己紹介してもらおうかしら。
First student who's seated by the window stands up and says her name. Then,
はい。あとは
God, I
ご主人
hated
と
first
皆さんに
introductions.
簡単な一言をどうぞ。
Like, it's especially bad if you are already, like, if it's just another year with the same people, but you have a new teacher who doesn't know you yet, so you have to do the same introduction, but everyone already knows each other. It's always the same, like, oh, that is my name, this is what I like to do in my free time, blah, 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 and it takes such a long time. Sister Basquiat is urging. She says she likes music and tells us her favorite singer, then finishes up with a safe, nice to meet you.
それでは拍手。
Oh, we never did a round of applause. No, we didn't do that. We only had to introduce ourselves. Like a short thing about us. Alright, I forgot.
自己紹介があったんだわ。
The only thing in my head had been the amitié system, and now I find myself frozen with the thought of doing a self-introduction.
あの失敗を繰り返してはいけない。
I remember how I'd fumbled my words in my introduction on the first day of my old school. When I think back on it, it was when everything started to go all right.
名前、趣味、一言、挨拶。どう言えば。
My name aside, what should I say for my hobby? I love books and movies, but if I say that, will I come off as a loner? I think you... I think if you only say books, you might. If you say movies, not really. I don't think people are that much think that people are loners if they like movies that much as I do when you say you like books. As for greetings, the safer the better. I'm racking my brain when I hear a familiar voice and look up.
佐々木りんごだよ。好きなことは美味しいもの。特技は泳ぐことかな。よろしく。嘘。
Before I knew it, we'd come all the way to Ringo, who is 2 seats ahead of me. I'm dumbfounded.
佐々木いちごです。 リンゴとは双子で、私は姉の方なんだ。趣味はカエルの置物集めだよ。特技はリンゴと一緒かな。よろしくね。
I see Ichigo return to a seat upon Sister Baskia's command. My mind is still spinning, so I make a strong first impression. I've heard that first impressions are important.
クラスのみんなに私のことを知ってもらういい機会だわ。
Urged by Sister Basquiat, I stand up from my seat. I take a breath to calm down. What do I want people to know about me?
白羽スオです。趣味は小説と映画鑑賞です。小説は恋愛ものから歴史もの、推理小説とどんなジャンルも好きで読み込みます。
If she actually speaks, she just has trouble articulating and trying to speak up. But if she does, she speaks really well.
映画も同様ですが、最近ハマっているのはホラー映画で、大体のものは見ています。
That is a
特に
strong
お気
first
に入りのジャ
impression.
ンルはゾンビ映画で、初期のゆっくり歩くゾンビの方が愛らしいと思います。最近のものは駆け足で追ってきますが、あれは
You're
趣が
into
なくて。
zombies? I think everyone got
白
that.
羽さん、
はい。
簡単な紹介でよろしいので、あとはご挨拶を。
はい。
I put my hands to my now hot cheeks and look around.
一人も笑っていない。
I had expected to get some friendly smiles.
よろしくお願いいたします。
Well, you started talking about zombies. I think that's actually what people are gonna be more worried about than you maybe being a loner because you like reading books and watching movies. Self-introductions continue as I hold my head in shame, and soon familiar faces begin introducing themselves. First, Mayuri Kosaka.
高坂まゆりです。趣味はお菓子作りと絵を描くことかな。これからよろしく。
A straightforward introduction garners admiring gazes from several students. Of course, I'm among them. Next is Rika Hanabishi.
花火師立花です。趣味は紅茶の茶葉集めです。
Oh!
入れるのも勉強中です。皆さん、よろしくお願いします。
His overly serious greeting is just like her, and her hobby of brewing tea is wonderfully feminine. However,
あら、花火師さんは先ほど聖堂で話された方ですよね。
the words are not said with mild intent, but Hanabishi flinches at them. But then,
花火師さんは入試試験で一番の成績を残されたのですよ。後で決めようと思っていましたけど、せっかくの機会だから花火師さんに救助を頼めないかしら。
the praise for Hanabishi's entrance score and asking her to be the class president seemed to cancel out the previous incident. Hanabishi accepts the responsibility while blushing, her chest puffed out in pride.
さて、自己紹介も済んだことですし、簡単な授業内容を説
What
明
this
しますね。
implies is that Hanabishi, Rika sits in the furthest, like, okay, I guess closest to us. I'm assuming the order they went in was like first row on the left from the front to the back. I'm assuming that's a seat order they went into, so Rika has to be the furthest on the right, the very closest to our screen now. I think it's ever really important where everyone sits, but it's just interesting to think about. Sister Basquiat hands out a printout with the Academy's class schedule and starts explaining. First, an explanation of the 5 classes. Although it is a missionary school, it seems no different from an ordinary one.
それと、我が校としての生徒として恥じることがないよう、礼法の授業もございます。
Seeing just etiquette listed as one of the classes, I do a double take.
礼法とは、立ち居振る舞いにおける正しい作法を覚えるものです。
But to put in a kimono in
歩
a
き方から座
Christian
礼、
school is
正しい
interesting.
お食事の取り方、着付けの仕方などですね。
I'm surprised to find out the staple of Japanese etiquette, kimonos, is a part of the class, but I guess when in Rome... do as
ダリ
Rome
ア先
do.
生、質問なんですけど、この聖書の時間っていうのは聖書を読む時間なんですか？
The question answers itself, causing some to giggle.
実は私も聞きたかったんです。実家がカトリックでないのでピンとこなくて。
そうですね。聖書の授業と言われても分かりづらいですよね。この授業は入学前に購入された聖書を地引きにキリスト教について学んでいきます。 1年生時は
難しそうですね。
いいえ、ただ競技を覚える作業というわけではありません。聖書をただ読むでなく、競技を踏まえた上で現実での悲劇とどう対処するか、難病に苦しむ方との対話をどうすべきかなどディスカッションする場でもあります。
道徳の時間に近いということですか？
考える力や他人の意見を聞く方法を学ぶ場として捉えても結構です。他には
よかった、教えてもらえるみたいだね。
Oh, thank you for the written. Also, keep in mind that I praise these games despite not being a religious person. The whole yes, we go to a Christian school, it is mentioned pretty often. I don't know who came up with the setting, but someone apparently thought, you know what? We should set a Yuri game in a Christian boarding school. Of all places we could do that, why not a Christian boarding school? Those of us who don't know the hymns and prayers are reassured.
他に授業で言うべきところは、ありました。この体育となっている授業時間ですが、この学院では体育の授業はすべてバレエの練習となります。バレエ？
Words fall from my mouth. I hurriedly look around the class. Good. Everyone is staring at Sister Basquiat with the same question marks around their head.
バレエと一言で言いましても、クラシック、モダン、創作ダンスと分けられますが、授業で学ぶのはクラシックのみです。この授業も学院生徒たる気品、そして芸術性を磨くためのものです。
Ballet. Imagine myself in a leotard and slippers awakens a sense of panic in me, and I quickly shove the thought aside.
こんな大女じゃきっと似合わないわ。
I wish I could be the kind of girl that looks good in a leotard, though.
ねえ、そうちゃん。何？私ってバレエの服似合うと思う？
The question is unexpected. It suits you?
いちごさんならきっと似合うんじゃないかな。本当？そう思う？ねえ、体型とか顔立ちとかやっている雰囲気があるというか。
I can already picture it.
なら私も似合うってことですね。
Tinga says this in a small voice and flashes as a V for victory sign with her fingers, and then not enthusiastically.
初めは大変かなって思ったけど、バ
Mostly for
レ
the
エの授業楽
aesthetics.
しみだ
Yeah,
ね、スオちゃん。
I still, you know, it's still interesting to me though. Guess it's how we take, well, like how a lot of Western made things take the East and its Eastern exotic things and customs as aesthetic. Why shouldn't they do the same? Why shouldn't they be like, you know what? We'll take Christianity because we can. Not like there's no Christians at all in Japan, but it's a very, very small percentage of people. Once she finishes going over the general outline of the classes, Sister Basquiat announces that the explanation is done.
学院規則や授業のということですが、量についてはまた後でしましょう。いっぺんに話しても頭に入ってこないでしょうし。
Sister Basquiat's charming smile spills over into her words, but there's one question I'm desperate to ask, that being...
ダリア先生、アミティエのことはいいんですか？初めに決める事柄だと思ったのですけど。
Right, the amitié system. Since we seem to think the same way about it, I would really like Mayuri as my amitié partner.
ええ、最後の結びで言おうと思ったの。アミティエ試験はこれから行います。テストが終わった後、本日からアミティエ制度を行ってもらいます。慣れるためには早い方がいいですものね。
今日から。
Now it is time for the amitié test. We're told to wait here.
頑張ろ
If I go with the power of friendship, yeah! With your ragtag group of friends you've made along the way, time to face God. I love it though. It's always fun. I hold my hands up into fists subtly so that no one sees. Take your time to answer, don't rush, says Sister Basquiat to Rika, who asks how much time we have.
皆さんの鉛筆が止まりましたら終わりにしますから。
She says.
う。急がないわけないじゃない。
No one wants to be the last one. I face my questions page, feeling rushed and pressured by the sound of pencil scribbling on paper. What she really means is that the person who takes the longest will make everyone else wait.
急がなくちゃとは思うけれど。
It's okay, just take your time. It's a multiple choice test anyway, apparently. The test, spanning 150 questions, has many questions asking us, students, about ourselves. If I tried to answer them on the spot, I could probably answer them just fine, but when I was a child, I would always follow orders without complaint. Agree. If I answer without thinking things through, I might be paired with someone I wouldn't want to be paired with. I could get matched with an amitié partner I'm
そ
incompatible
れは
with.
嫌だ。
I like to daydream. Yeah. I want to rush, but I can't. Still agonizing over it, I force myself to choose an answer. I do not care about menace. Well, that is not true. We want to agree on all of these for our chosen ending. Wasn't I told my manners were good? I think that as I move my pencil. It doesn't matter what you feel about yourself if others do not value you. I think about or have tried dressing as the opposite sex. I feel in the answer sheet while puzzling over what a strange question it is. I have received neurological or psychiatric treatment. It's an embarrassing question, but I suppose it is important if we are all going to live together. I have a strange feeling that I was not myself. I have had a strange feeling. The moment I moved my pencil, all of a sudden I felt a pain deep within my chest. It is a strange feeling, a painful and terrifying feeling. But
今は早く終わらせないと。
rubbing my furrowed brow with the pencil, I turned to the rest of the test questions. Imagine if they actually had given us like the 150 questions that are apparently on this test. That would have been crazy. I finished answering the long questions. I've come to the last one. What kind of friend would you like? After finishing writing my answer, I finally take a breather and sneak a look around the class.
思ったより終わってなかったんだ。
I had written my answers in a hurry since being last would be embarrassing, but now it seems I finished early. I can still hear the sound of pencils running across paper. If that is the case, maybe I should write a bit more. Final question. For the question, what kind of friend would you like? I had specified in detail this and that about personality, but
まだ付け加えることはあるのよね。
this is someone I'm going to be spending the next 3 years with. Every detail is important. So I'm trying to take the paper in one hand. I drop my answer sheet and hurriedly bend to pick it up. As I do,
どうぞ。
Mayuri picks my test up from the floor and hands it to me.
白羽さん？
My face, no, my entire body instantly becomes hard. Why is she the one next to me? How? Question swirls in my hand. Questions swirl.
高坂さんはさっきまで他の席で。
I got enough to go to the restroom once, and when I came back to my seat, well.
いちごさんじゃない。
The back in front of me is not her petite form, but a different person's back. Had there been a break when I went to the bathroom? When I come back, everyone was waiting for the test, and so I'd rushed back to my seat, but
勘違いしてたんだわ。
白羽さん、これ。
finally comprehending that Mayuri really is sitting next to me, I take the test she's handing me with shaking hands.
全然書いてない。
I think it's a glimpse of a test on Mayuri's
じゃ
desk.
あ私が必死すぎじゃない。
Hearing Mayuri's troubled voice, I look to her and see she's looking at the dense writing on my test. Seething with shame, I ask what kind of friend she wrote about wanting.
高坂さんはなんて書いたのですか？
I ask. I've gone and asked her.
私？
Of course, her eyebrows knit together at this, and I turn white as a sheet, wondering why I asked such a stupid question.
ああ、ごめんごめん。悩む必要もないくらい当たり前のことしか書いてなかったから。
She points to the last answer I wrote with its multiple nines.
こんなに真面目に書いている人に聞かせるのが恥ずかしいかなって思って。
She says with a wry grin as she puts the test back on my desk.
こんなにたくさん書いて、
うん。優しい人がいいとか、人当たりがいいだとか、当たり前のことばかり書いてないで、もう少しちゃんと考えてみるよ。ありがとうね、白羽さん。
She smiles kindly at me, and the only thing I can say is okay.
よかったのかな。
I thought I'd embarrassed Mayuri, but she seems happy. I pretend to proofread my test, burying my face in the answer sheets so as to hide my embarrassment. I wonder if we'll be asked what kind of person we want to be paired with. Having heard there would be a final interview to determine our amitié partners, I'm sitting in one of the chairs lined up in the hallway, waiting for my turn.
どんな人がいい？
Words Ichigo had said as she went to her interview before me come to my lips, and I ruminate over them in my mind.
やっぱり私は
Mayuri, who had picked up my test for me, comes to mind.
優しくて頼りになるまゆりさんが
No.
頼りになるならリカ
Well,
さん
if you're wondering who the different routes are, it is literally between two people. I would be happy to have Rika, the class president and most studious person in class, as my amitié partner. I choose. But, so the thing is, yeah, I'm sorry, I'm gonna take this information. The thing is, apparently, I can't say I ever tried to see if it really is the case. I just listened to what everyone else online was saying, but apparently you only unlock Rika's proper route if you actually go through Mayuri's route completely first. I never tried to find out and see if you can go Rika's route first, so we're gonna get started with Mayuri. Just in case. I don't want to see. I don't want to try and accidentally get stuck or something. I remember her smiling kindly at me. Under the cherry blossoms in the dark of the night, she'd smiled at me. Shiro called upon by Sister Basquiat, I get to my feet. I know we got together this time, she says. As I'm resting limply in the hallway after the nerve-wracking interview, Rika speaks to me. I'm tired, and when she makes the offer again, I simply accept. We head outside the school building to where the upperclassmen await us.
わあ、すごく綺麗ね。教室へ向かう際も思ったけれど、こういう西洋建築の建物って憧れだわ。
It genuinely
白羽さんも
is
そう
a
思わ
nice
ない？
building. Rika says, looking up at the high ceiling of the entrance. A rainbow of colors pours through the beautifully crafted stained glass in the ceiling. I nod to myself, thinking about how the white entrance, which we'd had no time to look at while rushing to class, really is beautiful.
私の家は旧家で昔ながらの書院造りだったから、こういう西洋風のところに住むのが
It's so
夢だったの。
fascinating though. It's always like, oh man, you grow up with the one thing, you wish for the other. It's always the stuff you don't have is what you wish for.
ドミトリーも同じ
Though
ような
I
作りで素
can
敵だっ
also
たし、
appreciate a good European architecture. This type of architecture is very nice. Perhaps question marks have appeared around my head at the word dormitory, because Rika smiles and explains.
寄宿舎のことをドミトリーって言うのよ。ミッションスクールに入学するのだから調べておいたの。
I can't help but smile at Rika, who's proudly puffing out her chest.
やっぱり子供っぽいと思うわよね。大人な白羽さんに話したのは失敗だったかしら。ごめん。嘘冗談よ。やっと笑ってくれたからつい嬉しくなっちゃって。昨日は勇気を出して話しかけたのに逃げられちゃったから気にしていたの。
Now
何
she's
か
just not
失
good
礼
with
なことをしたんじゃないのかって。そんなこと。そうならよかった。でもどうして走って行っちゃったの？私それが気になって。
Rika fiddles with the handrail on the old stairs as she asks me, and I confess the truth. It's best to be honest. I don't know why I think this, but I start speaking to Rika, who seems anxious.
実は
Hi,
私
weird. Good
とある理由
evening.
で学校に通っていなかったの。
How you doing?
そうなの？
Yeah, I was homeschooled, so I'm not used to interacting with people a lot.
ええ。自宅内学習という制
Yeah,
度で
that's actually
勉
open
強
up
は
with
して
I
い
was
たのだけ
homeschooled.
ど、だから同年代の女の子と話すのは慣れていなくて、それで話しかけられた時どうしていいかわからなくなって。
See. Rika mutters the words, nodding to herself, and looks down, a grave expression on her face. I regret ever saying anything.
よかった。
You're practicing some drawing before bed. Ooh, what are you drawing? I'm good. I've turned to play this game because it's one of my favorites. And it's very calming. What?
白羽さんをバカにしたのではなくて、嫌われたのじゃなくてよかったって思ったの。暗がりで急に呼びかけたのだから失礼だったって思ったし。
These girls worry about the most weirdest things though.
そんなこと。
That was a double. The weirdest things without the most. Whatever.
だからよかったって。白羽さんは学校に通っていなかったことを気にしているようだけど大丈夫よ。この学院にはアミティエ制度もあるし、クラスメートみんないい子ばかりだったじゃない。だからすぐに仲良くなれるわ。
No, really.
今もこうして仲良くおしゃべりしているしね。
I nod slightly, encouraged by a kind, friendly smile. She then holds her hand out to me.
それじゃ行きましょう。
They have a bunch of things, there's like boots, glasses that are like needed for character design. Oh, cool! There's actually a bundle on Humble Bundle right now, a book bundle, which has a bunch of also design, well, not design in that sense, but like learn how to draw. There's a bunch of manga stuff in there, but also just like learning how to draw humans and stuff. It's like from what I looked into it, it seems really good. I think you get a worth of like 200 euros of books or something. And there's some good stuff in there, like anatomy and stuff as well. So not only just stylized manga stuff. I think it's like, oh, I didn't read it properly. I think maybe $30 or $40 or something. I have to look into it again, but it's really it's a very good price for a lot of books. So the Humble book bundles have a lot of interesting stuff in them. Every once in a while, you should. Yeah, it's very cool. You should definitely check out those things. Granted, I do not know every single book in the collection, so I can't speak for all of them. But just from looking through them, seems to be a pretty good collection. Oh, look at the art in this game. My god. I love this. I love the artwork in this game. Preston Blair's animation book. You wanted to buy this? Huh? Looking up at the deserted school building, I let out a long sigh. Back then, having solved our misunderstanding, Rika holds out her hand, which was holding the number card given at the end of the interview we just had. She tells me that we should hurry up since the upperclassmen who are going to give us a tour of campus are waiting. I part ways with her to find the upperclassman with the same number on her chest as I have on my card, but the upperclassman was waiting for me. She seems popular, standing in the center of a group of students and laughing with them. First of all, I can do this right now. I do not have the courage to interrupt when they are having such a good time talking. I had waited for them to finish the conversation, but it seemed that the upperclassmen started getting angry when the freshman, me, didn't show up. It's only natural since they've been waiting a long time, but the more time passes, the less I'm able to go over, so I stand rooted to my spot. Oh no! She's like, oh, I don't want to interrupt them, and they keep talking because they're like, well, the freshman is not showing up, where the fuck is she? Oh. I say the name of the mystery novel I'd read as a child, wondering what to do next.
教室に戻ってくるだったわよね。
The time we're supposed to be back is an hour and a half from now. I don't want to be there by myself.
一人で見て回るしか
And
ない
just walk over and be like, no, I know it's easy to say that. Freshman, I don't know how, it looks pretty bland. It's a school uniform. They all wear the same thing. This is a Christian boarding school. For Christian boarding school, I think it's a pretty cool uniform. I start walking back to the school building with heavy feet in an attempt to kill time. I like that she doesn't want to go talk to the upperclassmen because they're in the middle of a conversation. But she does not feel bad about just going back and not notifying anyone about, you know, not meeting with the upperclassmen. Oh, I know. I know you were making a joke, but still. I think it's a pretty good outfit. I must have been wandering around for about half an hour when all of a sudden, Shirahara-san! A voice calls out and I turn around. Seeing a familiar face coming towards me from down the hall, I'm at once filled with joy and an urge to hide.
一緒に行ったのだから分かっているわけだし。
I wave weakly to her as she comes trotting down the hallway, and Dika hurries over to me with a smile.
また会ったわね、白羽さん。
She is too shy, yeah. I would say, also adding on to her own description of herself of being an introvert, I'd say she has social anxiety. Like, your average introvert would not be rooted to a spot of the whole, oh, I cannot go over and interrupt them. I think there's a little part of anxiety that is taking place here as well.
ずいぶん早く案内が終わったのね。教室に戻るところかしら。
If she says I finished early, wouldn't it mean that she did too? She seems to avert my question through my silence as Rika clasps her hands together and explains.
私の方は案内役の方が急な用事が入ったらしくてすぐに別れたの。恐縮されたのだけど、大体の間取りは入学前のパンフレットで分かっているし、分かりづらい部活動の説明は受けたしね。
She says that brightly.
そうなんだ。
She cocks her head at me as if to ask, what about you?
どうしよう。なんて言えば。
Considered telling her that my guide also had an emergency and had to leave early, but
また誤解させるのは嫌だな。
I don't want to hurt her again like last night.
実は恥ずかしいのだけど。
I didn't actually get to talk to mine.
白羽さん、こっちよ、こっち。花火師さん。
Nika pulls me by the hand into a corner classroom.
ここがレッスン室。バレエの授業に使われるそうよ。
She shows me the impressive mirrored room, and all I can do is say, oh, in a squeaky voice.
あら、どうしたの？どうしたのって。
I confessed that I wasn't able to approach the upperclassmen and had wandered about campus aimlessly. Nika didn't mock me, nor did she laugh
な
at
ら、
me.
私が案内するわ。
She offered, and my eyes nearly welled up with tears of joy. The problem for me now at this moment is that my hand is being held.
もしかして急ぎすぎて疲れちゃった？
They actually added the two sprites together so they're actively holding hands. Wow!
いえ、そうじゃないわ。そう、私嬉しくなるとつい夢中になっちゃう癖があって、早足になってたのかなって思ったから、行き過ぎたところがあったら気にせずに言ってね。
That's very sweet. She looks up at me with kind eyes from behind her glasses, and I start to sweat.
まずいわ。
Maybe this is a normal thing between girls, but this is the first time a person the same age and sex as me has held my hand. I'm sweating, and it's all I can do to keep myself from blushing furiously.
白羽さんはバレエをやったことがあるの？ いえ、やったことないです。そう、スタイルもいいし、立ち振る舞いも背筋に芯が通っているように見えたから、もしかしたらと思っていたのだけど、違うのね。
I returned the flattery with a forced smile. She's been holding my hand ever since she started giving me this tour. The more I try not to be nervous, the more my palm sweats.
大丈夫かしら。嫌だったり
Oh,
しない
that's
の
the
か
worst.
な。
As soon as you start thinking about how your hands are sweaty, it gets worse. Since she's holding my hand, she's close enough for me to feel her breath. She's shorter than me, and there's a nice, soft, sweet smell coming from around the collar of her uniform. The femininity of it sends my temperature rising ever higher.
学校でバレエを習うなんて不思議な気持ちだわ。クラスメートにレオタード姿を見られるわけだし。
I look into her carefree smile. My mind wanders as I think how lovely her long eyelashes are behind her glasses.
ちょっと恥ずかしいわよね、白羽さん。
I can't speak properly and I look down as I feel my cheeks get hot.
日がよく当たるように作られてるのね。少し暑いわ。次はもう少し涼しげなところに行きましょう。
I think the only strange thing about Sue are her back muscles. I wonder if she's already noticed my red face.
お願いします。
That's all I can manage, aware of her soft hand still holding mine. The next place she leads me to is... the library. Ooh. Oh yeah, they do shower. There's several shower scenes in these games. Well, not technically the shower, but there's a bath. They have a common bath. A library which is so magnificent that I let out a cry as I stared at it in wonder.
なかなかの蔵書よね。すごい。
There's a slightly moldy smell unique to old books, and a dim lighting to protect the books from damage is calming. The wooden bookshelves, rough yet stately. This is my dream library.
本当に私が夢見た通りの図書室だわ。
I step further into the library as though beckoned by an invisible force and stroke a finger down the spines of the books on a nearby shelf.
まるで映画の中の世界みたい。
Moldy smell. Yeah, I can imagine what she means. Like, sure, there's a unique smell to old books, but I really hope the old books she has at home don't actually have mold. I'd seen stately libraries like this in the movies, and it had always been my dream to go to one. Then... almost panty shop.
ここなら涼しいからいいかなって思ったのだけど。すごいわ。別の意味でよかったみたいね。
I turn around as if awakened from a dream. Nika's giving me a look like I'm a child who's just found a toy.
つい夢中になって。
You're all good.
いいの。図書室を案内して正解みたいね。ここなんていうか映画のセットみたいよね。
Books can have a moldy
雰
smell,
囲気がで
yes.
きすぎているというか。私もそう思ったわ。でしょ？
They must have
でも
quite some money, by
案
the
内して
way.
くれた
Look
上
at
級
those
生の話だ
chandeliers.
とあんまり人気のない施設みたい。今時の本は置いてなくて古書ばかりらしいから。
Listen, if my school, like I was not actually at a boarding school. There was a time in my life as a child where I wanted to go to a boarding school because of books I had read. But if I was at a boarding school and we had a library like this, meaning I would be able to get, take every single book from the library and read it, I would. I would.
そうなんだ。
I would read so many books. I stare at the book I have been stroking. The sun-faded yellowing spine somehow feels lonely.
お昼と放課後は開放されているそうだからまた来ましょう。
She urges me on to the next place, and I feel reluctant to leave. However,
また来ようと言ってくれた。
yeah. Right now, just those words are music to my ears.
それじゃ次は私のお気に入りの場所を案内するわね。次の場所へ行きましょう、白羽さん。
She holds out her hand to me, and at last I realize that I had let go of it. Wait, there's one thing that fucks me up though. You cannot see my cursor, but the two sets of desks, like in between the rows. Like on the left, there's one singular chair and a desk, and on the right as well. In none of the other rows are they. there, and why the hell would you put a desk in between the rows where you actually go and try to take out books? It's gonna make it very hard to reach some of the books on the lower shelves there. That's weird. Her favorite place is the kitchen. In contrast to the rooms we've seen up until now, which felt somewhat historic, this room has modern appliances installed in it. A simple tiled sink, 2 gas cookers side by side, and tableware arranged neatly in clean cabinets. Nika steps forward and spreads her arms out amidst the kitchen counters.
すごいでしょ
They're just really light tables. You wanna cook in a kitchen like this?
ここ
Does
っ
look
て
nice.
クラブハウスが並んでいる場所よね。ならそう、ここもクラブの一つ、料理クラブよ。
Certainly not the kind of place where they would make all the students food. Rather, the small kitchen stations lined up together look like the cooking schools I've seen in movies, so it makes more sense that it would be the cooking club.
こんなに立派な設備があるなんて。
Yeah. Looks like a really nice kitchen.
すごいわよね。これで正式な部ではないって言うんだから驚きよ。正式な部じゃない？それじゃあこれって同好会なの？同好会とは少し違うの。予算は出ているそうだし。
That's the case. How is it different from an official club?
学院で公認されている正式な部は合唱部、文芸部、天文部の3つだけなんですって。でも他の生徒が学びたいって自発的に人を集めてクラブにしたものが手芸クラブや美術クラブ、それにこの料理クラブなんですって。
Take her words in as I look around. It looks too professional to say that students started it all by themselves.
さすがはお嬢様学校よね。
I tell Lika, who is triumphantly puffing out her chest, that I would be really excited by it if I liked cooking.
私別に料理が得意だとか好きだとかじゃないわよ。はい。
She said she brought me here because this is her favorite place. Seeing my expression not unlike a deer in headlights, she smiles and waves her hand.
私が気に入ったのはこっち。
She walks away from the counters to the wall where there's a shelf with cooking utensils. I follow her.
どう？品が良いものばかり揃えていると思わない？良いものって。
Dishes, forks, whisks, tongs, and other utensils are arranged on the shelf like decorations.
確かに高そうではあるけれど。
I'm not exactly an expert on cutlery, but the gleaming knives and forks look like they're made of silver. They are expensive.
ええ、確かに細工や
I'm
品
not
質
quite
に
sure if
こ
she's
だわってい
talking
るよう
about the
に見える
cutlery
わね。
actually.
そうでしょう。
Oh.
上級生に案内されていた時にはじっくり見られ
Okay,
なか
no,
ったから
she is
もう
definitely
一
talking
度
about
見
the
に来たかっ
cutlery.
たの。そうなんだ。
Different strokes for different folks, but silverware? I marvel that someone could be interested in this.
こういうのはデザインだとか使っている材質だとかで良し悪しがあるのかな。
It's mostly the material, no? Like a good knife is
やっぱりだわ。ちらっと見た時そうだとは思ったけれど、まさかこんなに珍しい品が置いてあるなんて。
good knife or something.
私も手に入れるのが大変だったのに。
They have silverware too.
やっぱりこういうのって専門店で買われるの？ええ、自分で比べてみて取り寄せるの。やっぱり品質が違うわ。
From the
匂いでわ
smell.
かるもの。
What?
匂い？
Do high quality materials smell better? I've never smelled silverware before, but stainless steel forks and silver forks probably smell different. Oh, she's definitely not talking about the cutlery.
ねえ、白羽さんならこの中でどれがお好み？どれが？
I'm not particularly attached to eating utensils.
そう。
No, no, no. No, she's not
強いて
talking
言えば
about the cutlery.
銀製のものを試してみたいかも。銀？
She cocks her head as she gives me an innocently blank look, and I become embarrassed, thinking my choice in silverware was unrefined. But after a moment, Dika claps her hands together.
ああ、シルバーで名が書かれている缶のことね。乳母を選ぶなんて白羽さんも通なのね。
She's talking about the tea leaves. Over. No, she said tin just now.
ダージリンやアッサムみたいな王道を選んでいるのではないものね。ウバを選ぶところを見るとミルクティーが好みなのかしら。でももったいないのよね。ウバは綺麗な紅色なのにミルクを垂らしてしまうから。
You've been to Darjeeling? Ooh!
ダージリン
Darjeeling. Oh, I'm so sorry. I've already fucked the pronunciation. I say, and finally, I at last noticed the square tins lined up on the top shelf above the silverware, and understand that she'd been talking about tea the whole time.
食器マニアじゃなかったんだ。マニア。そうね。そう言われるのは少し嬉しいかも。
Nika gives a satisfied smile. I, on the other hand, turn red at the fact that I'd been so confused.
でも、さすがミッションスクールよね。専門店以外でこんなに種類が揃っているのを初めて見たわ。
Went to one of those
やっ
tea
ぱり
farms too. Oh.
お茶会とかあるのかしら。
I wish, like, I like the basic. How do I say this? I like tea in a general sense. I wish I could drink tea. Because there's so many different types of tea, I would love to actually just be drinking, especially now in the winter, to be drinking a nice hot cup of tea, but I can't.
そうね。あるのかも。
I still haven't recovered from my mistake. But there was when I was in London for a time, I also got to taste like that very specific breakfast tea with milk in it. It was really, really good. But I couldn't keep drinking it because my body would reject it, but I got to taste it at least, so that was nice. Nika gazes at the tea-stuffed twins with twinkling eyes and clasps her hands together.
そうだ。同じクラスになった記念にクラスみんなを誘ってお茶会を開いたらどうかしら。家から茶葉をたくさん持ち込んだから簡単な催しならできると思うし。
That sounds really nice, actually.
お茶会か。
Scenes from the novel Anne of Green Gables or the movie Marie Antoinette come to mind. I've always longed to be surrounded by friends at a tea party. You could even call it a drink.
いいかも。でしょ。いいアイディアだわ。
I'm lost in my daydreams when I hear a voice right by my ear and I quickly look up.
白羽さん。なんですか。お誘いしたら白羽さんも参加してくれる？
Of course. She squeezes my hand once again and
ダメ？
he rises to my neck and I feel it continue toward my face. Nika's hand wrapped around mine. Just the realization makes me start to sweat all over again.
今度こそちゃんと伝えるのよ。私でよければ。本当？よかった。楽しいお茶会になりそうね。
I somehow managed to smile in response to her excited words. This is what I lack, I think, as I watch her bounce a little. If I acted more like Rika, then I would have friends too. I don't think that's
こ
how
れ
it
って
works. I look up to the ceiling and instinctively get the distant yet clear sound of a bell ringing.
確か就業のチャイムだわ。アミティへの選定が終わったのよ。アミティが。
I feel the excitement that had been building inside me go cold, and a different kind of excitement now grips me deep within my heart.
急ぎましょう、白羽さん。
She holds out a hand.
はい。
Pulling back my embarrassment, I gently take her hand. Thank you for the hydrated time. You know what I like? Me starting this game in, in autumn when this is the spring one. That's funny. We do not give a fuck about the actual seasons. Staring at the podium, a sense of déjà vu comes over me. Freshman classes are awaiting the results of the amitié selection without a single cough to break the silence, just like at the entrance ceremony. While waiting for the announcement, I get the feeling that this is not the first time I felt this way.
いつのことだろう。
We'll just pretend, yeah! But with this jumbled mix of emotions that could be expectation or fear, I fumble for what lies behind the sense of déjà vu that's telling me I've experienced it before.
この学院に来る前の少し前の記憶。
My life at my old school that I just couldn't adapt to.
違う。もっと前。
The day I was put in my grandfather's
あ
care.
の時感じたのは安堵だ。
Mother's death.
違う。私があの時受けた感情は、母が亡くなった日は、今の私が私になった日だ。
My mother died, and so it was just me and my father. Although our life was lonely, my father was kind and I wanted for nothing. I had been grateful. However,
父は私が耐えられぬほど寂しいのだと勘違いしていた。
of course I did miss my mother.
父は無口になった私をおもんぱかっていた。
After my mother's death, I became antisocial, but it wasn't out of loneliness. My mother was talkative, and because I would engage her in conversation, he thought I was talkative too. After her death, I simply reverted to my original temperament.
なのに
He remarried. I remember my stepmother's face, and I realized the déjà vu I'm feeling comes from the first time I met that woman.
期待と恐れ、
Feeling as though I have defiled my new start at the academy, and the amitié with whom I learn and grow, I squeeze my eyes shut and banish these visions of my family.
今は楽しいことだけを考えよう。
It is better to be optimistic. The feeling of expectation and fear comes naturally with meeting new people, I think as I shake my head. Then I hear the sound of footsteps ascending to the podium. I look up nervously, and before my eyes is a loading screen. I think it is called a gazebo, a word meaning a small building in a garden used for resting. So the term is technically correct, but it's in the same Western style as the campus, lecture hall, and dormitories, and its appearance makes me hesitate to call it a gazebo. It's just like something out of the movie Marie Antoinette. Seeing it standing there proudly among seasonal roses of all colors and blooms overwhelmed me. No, there's another reason I feel overwhelmed.
あずるい、それ私的に狙っていたやつだったんだけど。ずっと食べなかったからいいと思ったのに。
At the end of the table, the Sasaki twins are chattering away boisterously, and then
購買で売っているものにしてはなかなかの味だね。ただグラニュー糖とクリームの配分がもう少しうまくやれれば生クリームがもっと美味しくなったのに
so
な。
the stepmom is not like the ones you see in No, the good thing is we don't see a lot of the stepmom, but the bad thing is she... Yeah...
へえ、高坂さんお料理詳しいの？
お菓子作りは趣味でね。ケーキ類は昔
We
散
don't
々
like
作っ
the
たものさ。
stepmom very much.
意外だわ。あんまりお料理が作れる人だと思わなかったのに。
What is that supposed to mean? Mayuri asks with a slightly scary look in her eyes.
お茶のおかわりはどう？白羽さんはミルクティーがお好みなのよね。
Knowing Mayuri's question, Nika gets up to fix me some tea without waiting for my answer. I feel out of place. The other reason I feel overwhelmed is that we are having this tea party in a magnificent gazebo with all 20 of our classmates.
こんなに賑やかだなんて。
I wonder how they fit 20 people into that thing in the background. At first I've been delighted, thinking that a tea party might be the optimal way to make friends, but
一人と話すのにも緊張するのに、こんなに多くいたら何を話していいかわからないわ。
I'm literally overwhelmed and unable to talk to anyone. I withdraw into myself.
出会いの記念にお茶会を開こうと立花さんが言ってくれた時は楽しみだったのにな。
Nika, who said she likes both brewing and drinking tea, is gallantly filling her classmates' cups whenever she spots one that's empty. Now it's my turn.
さあどうぞ。
She takes a teapot, which I've been keeping warm on a tea mat, and pours tea into my empty cup, then follows with warm milk.
ありがとう。いえ、冷めないうちにどうぞ。
I do as she says and take a drink. Fragrant and bitter, it's clearly different from store-bought tea.
おいしい。
The words spill from my lips as I do a double take.
それはね、乳母の茶葉なの。バラの香りがするでしょ。
Oh.
ここで飲むならこれだって思ったの。そうなんだ。セイロンティーの中では一番渋みと酸味が強いのが特徴なの。刺激的で深い苦みが最高なのよ。
Apple tea actually. If we go fruit teas, I like apple tea a lot.
独特の後期は乳母フレーバーといって一度ストレートで飲んでみてほ
Like
しい
I've
わ。
never tried any specific tea leaves or anything. I just... If I do drink tea, if I make myself suffer through tea, it's just the normal store-bought stuff. Oh really? I keep saying the same thing even when I'm giving an in.
ごめんね。 白羽さんはミルクティーが好きだって言っていたのに、好みまでいろいろ言われたくないよね。そんな。
She'd asked me, someone with no knowledge of tea, what kind of tea I liked, and without thinking, I said milk tea, that's all. I would drink whatever Rika recommends.
アミティなんだから。
Rika recommends. Ah.
なんて言ったの？
Perhaps she heard me whispering because she has leaned in closer and scoping her hand. It almost feels as though she's touching my skin through my thin uniform, and I recoiled in surprise.
白羽さん？委員長、リンゴのお茶がなくなったから入れてほしいって。アップルティーが欲しい。わかったわ。すぐ用意するわね。ねえ、私的にはジャンピングっていうのが見てみたいな。
Rika looks a bit confused.
あれは茶葉が跳ねるように沸き立たせることを言うのだけど、多分いちごさんはこっちのことを言っているのよね。
She swiftly changes the tea leaves and pours boiling water into the pot.
すごいすごい、これこれ。映画で見たことがある。
Like Bingo, I'm surprised to see a scene from a movie coming to life before my eyes, and I end up staring at Rika as she pours the tea with a look of concentration on her face.
本当はカップじゃなくてポットの方へお湯を入れるとき、茶葉を上下運動させるために勢いよく湯を入れることをジャンピングっていうの。
But what is the point of trying to pour the tea from all the way up there?
そうだったのですか。
Isn't there a way higher chance that you're going to make a mess?
これは空気をより含ませた方が美味しいから、そのための入れ方なのよ。
Don't make a cat!
ねえねえ、今度は私のをやって。仕方ないわね。
She says, but does not seem to really mind as she pours tea into Ichigo's cup.
話す機会なさそうだね。
Mayuri says, stabbing at a cake with a fork, and with a small sigh, I nod.
せっかくアミティエ同士になったのだからゆっくり話したいところだよね。
That's right. The results of the MHA selection have been announced.
花火師リッカさんとご縁ができたの。
It was decided that I would be MHA partners with class president Rika Hanabishi. It seems I had completely spaced out when I heard Rika's name. I finally snapped out of it when Mayuri, who was sitting in front of me, shook me.
ぎょっとしていたけど、花火師さんがアミティエになったのが嫌だった？
そんなことありません。ただ予想外の名前だったので。
I thought that the person listening to me so attentively right now, Mayuri, would be a good partner.
嫌なことはありません。今もああやってみんなに気を使えるいい人だって分かっているし。
確かに紅茶好きだとは聞いたけど、根っから人をもてなすのが好きなんだろうね。放課後お茶会を開こうなんて考え思いもつかなかったよ。
Mayuri says this, I look Rika's way. She looks confused at having been offered a cake as thanks for showing her technique. Seeing her blushing and looking embarrassed as she puts a fork full of cake in her mouth, I think how kind and thoughtful a person she is.
もっと話したいんだけど。
I wish you would speak up more, so.
普段飲むのよりもリンゴの香りがする。アップルティーってちゃんと専用の茶葉があるんだね。きちんと大別として認められているものだから、フレーバーを茶葉になじませてあるのよ。そうなんだ。また飲みたいな。ねえ、市販のティーパックでもアップルのやつって売ってるかな？大丈夫。ストレートしかない場合でもリンゴを薄くスライスして2切れほどカップに入れて注げばいいの。それで香りはつくわ。リンゴスライス痛そう。あ、それじゃあイチゴの茶葉はストロベリー味とかないの？それは
The pleasant band of the Sasaki twins. Seeing Rika mingling and talking with the other classmates, I think about what will happen from now.
リッカさんは委員長だ。
It's probably not impossible to get closer with her, even as she takes care of all our classmates. But we probably won't have much time together as MHA partners, will we?
それは嫌だな。
I say and look toward her. It seems the conversation has finished and she turns to me.
あら、高坂さん、カップが空ね。おかわりはいかがかしら？
She's talking to Mayuri, not me.
いや、だいぶいただいたしね。ん？ああ、そうだ。
何でも言って。好みの紅茶を入れるから。
よし、それじゃあコーヒーをもらえるかな。ブラックで。
コーヒーですって？
I watched the two of them pretending to be mad as they enjoyed their conversation.
寄宿舎ではちゃんと話そう。
I make up my mind to talk with my amitié partner in the dormitory. Well, we'll be just the two of us. Hope is a good thing, maybe the best of things, and no good thing ever dies. A quote from The Shawshank Redemption, a movie which has influenced me. In these circumstances, I am compelled to agree with those words. After the nerve-wracking tea party, I part ways with everyone and return to the dormitory. I relaxed in a room that I would share with Rika Hanabishi, my amitié partner. Then, just as I'd hoped, I'd have an amitié-like conversation with Rika in our room. There's 3 beds in here. We talk about all sorts of things, like our hobbies and hometowns.
私にしてはつまらずに話せたのだから大成功だわ。
I'm elated that I can hold a casual conversation with a friend, even if she's just a friend by circumstance. So much so that the words from Shawshank Redemption come to mind. That's right, I could recall.
白羽さん、もう片付けが済んだの？
Not yet, I squeak.
荷物の整理が済んだらダイニングルームへ集まるよう言われているのだから手早く済ませた方がいいわ。そうね。
The words catch in my throat. I go to take my things from my bag. I feel my cheeks flush as I watch her neatly fold her underwear on the bed before putting it away on the shelf.
女同士だから
I
気にしないも
guess
の
we needed an entire CG for the underwear. Perhaps because we're the same sex, she folds her panties without any sign of embarrassment. Seeing this makes me blush.
私服とかはどこに置けばいいのかな？え？学院では制服以外は禁止だって規則に書かれていたでしょ？そうだったっけ？
Even though I'd been able to talk just moments ago, I cannot respond properly now. Perhaps Nika has noticed that I'm being weird because she stops what she's doing and comes over.
どうしたの？何か困ったことがあるなら言ってね。これから共同生活をする仲間なんだから。仲間？そうよ。アミティエなんだから気兼ねなく話してほしいわ。
She looks up at me with a gentle smile.
そうだわ。これから一緒に生活するのだから、これくらいで照れていてはダメよね。
I've made up my mind.
共同生活なんだから着替えとかだって。お着替え？ダイニングホールに集まってみんなでお食事だって言われていたけど、お食事の前に着替えるの？
No, in general.
いえ。
Afraid I might have shown my true colors, I feel my neck get hot again and I go silent. She cocks her head and looks at me in confusion.
おや、ノックをして入った方が良かったかな。
それはそうでしょう。共同生活なのよ。親しき中にも礼儀ありでしょ。
Mayuri stands before the open door looking at us like a child who's found a toy.
そういうまともな返しをするなんて、委員長はなかなかに肝が据わっているんだね。隔絶された女の園だよ。噂されるような状況は作らない方がいいな。
何を言って。
Is it just me? Or is Mayuri's dress slightly more brown? I have a feeling they used a different shade of gray, like not necessarily darker, but just a colder shade of gray for Rika's dress than for Mayuri's. Or maybe it's just because her hair is brown. But I keep looking from one side to the other and I have a feeling Mayuri's for some reason has a warmer shade. She points to the bed with the folded underwear and then to her own hand. Nika, who's just realized she's still holding her panties, is clearly dismayed as not just her cheeks, but her entire face turns crimson.
これは
やっと気づいたようだね。傍から見れば下着を握りしめて白羽さんに迫っているみたいだよ。
I think it's the hair.
違う。私は何か白羽さんが困っているようだったから。
本当かい？
Just laughing Mayuri's eyes and Nika looks at me with a serious face.
本当よ。
I nod my confirmation. Hearing me agree, Rika lets out a sigh of relief.
なんだ、誤解なのか。同室の相手が変わった趣味の持ち主だなんて少し面白そうだと思ったんだ
Let's
け
all
ど
start
ね。
chasing each other with our underwear.
何を言っているのよもう。
冗談だよ。まあ女同士だからってあんまり大っぴらにしない方がいいってことさ。
Right, she asks, smiling at me. I reply with a yes. Being that it is a joke, Rika starts to open her mouth, but she takes a glance at the panty still in her hand and hurries back to the bed.
早く荷物の整理をした方がいいわ。もうすぐ食事よ。
階段の突き当たりでばったり佐々木、あれは姉かな、彼女と会ったのさ。随分と話好きでなかなか解放してくれなかったんだよ。
そう。
The curt answer feels somehow off.
早く整理した方がいい。いえ、それよりも
I look at the cheery Mayuri.
さっき同室の相手がって言ったような。
I stare at Mayuri with an uneasy lump in my throat.
ん？どうしたんだい？
白羽さんもせかしてるのよ。遅れたら連帯責任だわ。
Ah, so that's it. How did I not notice it before?
ベッドを。
ああ、遅れた私が悪いんだからベッドは真ん中でいいよ。下は委員長が取ったようだしね。
That's right. Up until now, I'd been so nervous that I hadn't noticed, but
この部屋3人部屋だわ。
yeah, you're actually sharing your room with both of them.
高坂さんも同室なの？
ひどいな。私だけ小公女みたいな生活をしろっていうのかい？
屋根裏部屋？このドミトリーってあったかしら？
冗談だよ。
Me too, says Rika's distant voice.
それじゃ嘘？本当に？
I recall the quote from Shawshank Redemption once again, then sit down on the floor in confusion.
ん？その様子じゃもしかして。
白羽さん？高坂さんが何かしたの？違うの。変な質問かもしれないけど、
I take another breath.
高坂さんもこの部屋で共同生活をするの？
I ask.
そうか。なる
Printemps
ほど
looked more
ね。
astonished than anything by my question. But
でもアミティエは花火師さんでしょ？共同生活の相手はアミティエだけだって。
yeah, what made you think you only have one partner?
これってもしかして？
ああ、なんでかはわからないけど行き違いか話を聞いてなかったみたいだね。
話？
There's probably a very sus basement in the dorm. Oh ho ho. I think back to the amitié selection at the lecture hall. The teacher in charge of the selection committee said Rika Hanabishi was my amitié partner.
白羽さん、何か思い違いをしているようだけど、アミティエは3人1組なのよ。
選考で名前が呼ばれてから最後今年から2人組3人組でのアミティエの方がコミュニティ能力が上がるだろうからそうなったって話し
I
たじゃな
have
いか。
to say though, I don't think it. A group of three could be problematic though. Because it might mean that two people get more closer and then cut out the last person. Three is an odd number, so someone's gonna get left behind. I got stuck on the word partner indicating two people.
報道で選考委員の方からリッカさんの名前が出た時、
The very name I had hoped for.
耳に入っていなかったのかも。そう緊張から聞き逃してしまったのね、きっと。
それかよほど花火師さんの名前が出て喜んだから私の名前は耳に入らなかったとか。
I guess it's right on the mark, and I blush and look down. Mayuri smiles surreptitiously while Rika's white skin turns redder and redder.
まゆりさんもアミティエに？
First, I get to be partners with Rika, and now with Mayuri. This is wonderful. But
なんて言えば。
no one wants to be the third wheel. It's more awkward than being single. Exactly. While it's true that I'm happy she's my amitié partner, it is not quite as Mayuri says. Partner I live with from here on out. It could get awkward. I've got to resolve our misunderstandings.
あれ、黙ったままなんて本当に図星だったのかな。
白羽さんは落ち着いた大人の女性なんです。
A
呆れ
grown
ているの
woman?
よ。
She's what? 15? I hear the words over my head as I stare at my nails, trying to escape reality. I then notice my handkerchief has fallen to the floor and go to pick it up.
聞き取れなかったこと、緊張していたからと言えばいいかしら。
That's what Dika had said. I wiped the sweat that was beaded on my forehead with the handkerchief in my hand.
何をいきなり笑っているのよ。
いや、まさかひょうたんからコマだと思ってさ。
What an old saying, she says and looks once again to where Mayuri is pointing. When she turns her eyes to me, she suddenly freezes.
白羽さん、それ。
Her white skin turns even redder as she points. That's not a handkerchief. It's my handkerchief as well.
ごめんなさい。返してもら
I
える
love the
か
little
しら。
clock in the background though. He's just a guy. The thing in my hand turns out to be what Rika had been folding on her bed.
初日から飛ばすね、白羽さん。
I can hear her chuckling. I stand there clutching her panties, wondering what I should do. My brain frozen like my body, I took up the indigo evening sky peeking in through the window. Best misunderstanding in anime is someone just grabbing underwear for whatever reason.
私が彼女を連想し思い出すのは王女という単語。取り返しがつかなくなるほどにスポイルされた美しい王女。
You tap away for a few minutes.
確かな子を持
She
ち
wanted to pick up her handkerchief, but accidentally took one of the
相手の心を傷つけることに
one of the
躊躇
panties.
はない。
The other one was folding.
絶対的な命により処刑されてゆく彼女らを見ても精神的虐
Happens
殺を行う
happens to the
振る舞いを
best
見
of
ても
us.
私は王女こそが処刑台を心待ちにしているように思えた。
This is a vision of about gay girls.
これは
Yes.
これからの物語は私とある王女との出会い。
Gay girls at Christian boarding school. Also mystery. Chapter 2. One step, sweet step. It's been 1 week since the entrance ceremony. In these 7 days, I've done morning prayer, taken the Academy's unique classes such as Bible study, and even learned how to take care of the vegetables we eat. I'm finally getting used to this lifestyle change.
でもこっち
You
は
forgot about the Christian school? Yeah. It's gonna come up a few times actually. After morning prayer and breakfast, I arrived at the classroom before morning assembly, but
ええそうよ。
there she is surrounded by our classmates as if she is teaching a class. Ever since she held the tea party on the day of the entrance ceremony, Rika Hanabishi, one of my amitié partners, has come to be seen as a true leader by our classmates. She has been non-stop surrounded by people since that day. This is what I can't get used to. I see her getting on better with other classmates than with me, her amitié partner. It's not that I'm jealous, I just wonder how she talks with people so naturally.
確かに話しかけたくなるほどの美人だけどもね。
I gaze at Rika, who's smiling at several of our classmates, and think about the qualities that make her popular. I don't have to think hard to come up with the 3 elements Rika has that attract people to her. A. Wisdom, B. Empathy, and C. Sweetness.
私にはどれもないもの。
I arrive at my seat and let out a small sigh as I pretend to read the novel I've brought. I have no confidence, and so I can't even talk to anyone.
おはようすおちゃん。朝からため息なんて乙女の悩み？おはよういちごさん。今日も憂い顔がかっこいいね。さすがクラス一の美少女だよ。
As usual, I gloss over the flattery with a vague smile. There's something I want to ask.
いちごさん、今日の聖書の時間なんですけど。あ、ごめん、ちょっと待ってて。
Ichigo says as someone walks in late.
朝から元気だな。頭に響くからもう少し小さい
How
声
do
で
they
挨
all
拶してくれ
arrive
よ。
to the classroom at different times of the day if they're all living in the same room? She rushes over to my other amitié partner, Mayuri Kosaka.
昨日の話の続きがしたいんだよ。消灯の時間が来ちゃって途中で終わっちゃったし。
Other classmates besides Ichigo gather around Mayuri out of curiosity, and she begins talking about things I do not understand.
昨日の話だけど、やっぱり最後に決めたやつの方がいいかな。
ああ、グラディエーターね。ブーツタイプじゃなければいいんじゃないかな。春先にはいいと思うし。
But what now?
剣闘士？
I poke my ears up, wondering if they're talking about one of the greatest movies in history, but
ブーツだとか言ってたような。
as I sit there cocking my head, more classmates gather around Mayuri, chattering her away pleasantly. Even more classmates are surrounding Nika, the class president.
まゆりさんのリッカさんと同じ。
And little old you in the middle. She's also got wisdom, empathy, and sweetness. It's obvious why she's popular. But there's one more thing that makes her more popular than Nika. The fourth element, vitality. She's good looking and caring, that alone is enough to draw people in, but despite her delicate build, Mayuri seems to be bursting with energy. The energetic, snappy way she talks is pleasant to listen to. She doesn't usually smile much, but it brightens the room when she does.
春の日だまりみたい。
I can't help but think in terms of seasons.
でも春の日差しは私には向けられていない。
It hurts that she barely talks to me even though we share a room.
おはようですよ、スオちゃん。
Hearing my name, I turn around.
今日も早い
Actually,
ね。
this would have been a Christian boarding school. Inga stretches her arms a little as she lets out a big yawn. I raise her novel I'm holding a bit and say good morning back.
いちごねもみんなも朝から元気だね。若いっていうのはいいものだ。
You are the youngest sister.
羨ましいよ。そうだね。
Struggling to respond, I simply nod. Alright.
聖書の時間でのお話なんだけれど。
I start to lead into the question I had failed to ask Ichigo.
その本。本？
But my words don't reach her as she stares at the novel I'm holding.
ブックカバーをしているからタイトルはわからないはずだけど。
I start to wonder if the book cover holds some interest for her when...
そうだった。忘れるところだったですよ。
She mutters as she rummages through her bag.
りっちゃんに返しとくんだった。
She totters off towards Rika, who's still leading her study group. My question's left dangling. I look at Mayuri chattering away, and Rika, who looks serious yet smiles.
寂しい。
Is all I can mutter. It's gotta suck, though, to have the two most popular girls in class be your roommates.
Thank you for the pet. And thank you for the hide time.
It's already been over a week. I should try harder to get to know them. I ball up my fist.
頑張ろう。私。
And filled with fighting spirit, give it a little fist bump. Oh, okay. In an effort to make friends.
少しいいかな。
You start talking to random people? I approach Mayuri on the way to the next class as she walks up ahead, surrounded by everyone. It's a huge step for me. It's not good though, as my voice is too quiet and she doesn't hear me. In Bible class too.
感想文を書いてこなかったのですか？
いえ、書いてはきたのですけど。
なら提出を。
Sister Basquiat cocks her head at me and I'm at a loss for a response.
だから朝、いちごさんに話を聞いておきたかったのに。
Last night, Mayuri asked me about the topic for our class paper, which was the relationship between God and humans in the Bible, and our opinions had ended up the same. That's why I thought to ask someone else to try to write the paper from a different perspective.
これを提出したら、まゆりさんが
Oh
丸写
my
ししたのだと思われ
god,
る
just
かも。
turn it in! More than anything, I hate being a bother to people.
昨日部屋で書いてなかった？
ええ。でも、日記だとか、
No!
別の書き
Just
物だっ
turn
たかしら。
it in! Even if you have the same opinion, it's still gonna be a different written text. I see my métier partners in the seats in front of me whispering together. They must be talking about how pathetic I am.
そう。まだご自分の意見がまとまっていないのですね。なら、放課後、先生のところにいらっしゃい。神との対話を論じましょう。
Funny enough, the thing that made me interested in boarding schools when I was young was the book series in original English. They're called the Twins of St. Clair, or the Twins at St. Clair. The thing is, though, the original English version is quite different from the version we received in German. In German, they're Hani und Nani. You wanted to go to boarding school? Yes, because of books I read when I was younger. And the thing is, in the original, the Twins of St. Clair, it's a Christian boarding school. It's an evangelical Christian boarding school, if I remember correctly. And you know, it's quite a few years back, so technology was pretty different back then as well, blah blah blah. And the German version we received already had some revisions made to the text. It wasn't as religious anymore, like not as extreme. They changed smaller things like, oh, you know, the school has its own phone already. They can use the school phone to call the parents. When in the original, they had to go to the post office to use a phone and stuff like that. Really small bits and pieces that are different though. And actually, the German version added way more stories to the book series. Like, we had entire books that only exist in German because, I don't know, we added our own stories to the world that got official releases that were written by a German team. But yeah, those books were what got me interested in going to a boarding school. I never did end up going. I think, luckily enough. I do not know what kind of person I would be today if I had actually went to a boarding school. But the whole thing about like have a discussion about God is making me go, oh no. I don't want to talk about God.
Hi.
Giggles wash over the church like waves. Why can't I?
うまくいかないのだろう。
We finish working in the garden before lunch break, and I let out a sigh as I watch the backs of my métier partners as they go ahead. We aren't completely self-sufficient, but the fact that we give thanks for our food must be another tradition from being a missionary school. Well, I don't know, lots of people who are a little more religious do give thanks for their food. They pray before they partake in eating. Looks like we will grow and harvest the vegetables ourselves. As a rule, we do the gardening work with our métier partners, so...
話しかけるチャンスなのにな。
何がチャンスなんだい？そんなにびっくりされるとなんだか傷つくんだけどね。
I freeze, wondering if I'd said my thoughts out loud. My Yuri is standing there grinning at me, and unsure of what to say, my mind goes momentarily blank.
急に話しかけられたら誰でもびっくりするわよ。まゆりさんって見た目とは違ってガサツなのよね。
私は普通だよ。立花や白羽さんが上品すぎるだけさ。でもそうか。白羽さんからすれば私の呼びかけはぶしつけすぎるのか。
Well, that sucks. I'm glad you didn't actually have to go. That's weird. Struggling a chin, she strikes a thinking pose and Nika narrows her eyes at her.
二人とも。
Within a week, they've gotten close enough that they are now on a first-name basis. Only I'm still cold.
白羽さん。どうしたの？いえ、ただいい天気だなって。そうね。寒すぎず暑すぎずいい日和だわ。三寒四温って言葉があるから体調には気をつけないとと思っていたけど、夜も暖かいわよね。
I've done it again.
ここのところ天気の話題しかしていない。
Whenever I'm stuck, I reflexively start talking about the weather. It's a harmless topic, but in terms of making friends...
あら、まゆりさん、その髪。後ろ髪が立ってるわ。寝癖？
いやいや、さすがにちゃんと空いてるよ。 農作業の時風が強かったからかな。
She tries to fix the back of it with her fingers, but her movements are clumsy and she can't do it.
うまくできないな。白羽さん、ちょっとすいてくれないかな。
It's my chance to get closer to her. At Mayuri's request,
すくなら髪に触れてしまう。
yes, that is generally what happens. Glistening in the sunlight, her light chest and hair nearly looks golden. I look down so she won't see my flushed face and take a comb from my pocket.
おお、さすが。
Wow.
櫛を常備
I
し
was
ている
about
な
to
ん
say,
て。
wow, she has a comb with her?
普通女の子は持っているものでしょ。持ち歩かないまゆりさんが変わっているのよ。
Does the average girl carry a comb around? Really?
ねえ、そうかな。私の周りでは持っていない方が多数派だったんだけど。
As she speaks, she turns her back to me and smilingly asks me to go ahead. I don't think they do either. I do know a few who definitely did have a... I do know a few girls who would always have a comb with them. Actually, now that I think about it. Yeah, back in school. You're not an average girl, so what do you know? Okay, thank you for coming by. Get some good rest, with. As she speaks, she turns her back to me and smilingly asks me to go ahead. Consciously trying to control my shaking hands, I put the comb to her hair, which is the color of fresh wheat.
痛かったですか？
違う違う。髪を溶かされるのってくすぐったくてさ。
さ
Every time I run the comb through her hair, it gives off a sweet, refreshing citrus smell.
何かつけているのかしら。
Amenities are provided in a shared bath in a dormitory. I'm entranced by this faintly fragrant scent, so different from mine.
もう大丈夫かな。
ええ、ちゃんと治ったわ。
When I quickly pull the comb away, she smiles at me.
ありがとう。
She says. Just as I thought before morning assembly, her carefree smile brightens the room like magic. It's as though the warm spring sunshine has grown a little brighter.
まゆりさんも女の子だから髪は気をつけた方がいいわよ。
一応気にはしているんだけどね。共同生活だし。でもつい春先は気が流行って他のことに無頓着になってしまうな。なんだか体を動かしたい気分になる。
そう？私は木陰でゆっくりお茶を楽しみたいけど、白羽さんはどう？私も木陰で本を読んでいた方が。
ここでも少数派か。春にそわそわするのはみんな同じだと思ったんだけど
I'd
な。
rather not have that
春
horse's
先
move
に
the
は死ん
next,
だ
but
馬の首も
maybe
動
that's
くっ
just
て言うし。
having heard the spring saying myself, I nod.
何それ？怖い。
Rika says with an uncharacteristic frown.
いや、春のことわざだけど、確かに絵面を想像したら気持
Never
ち
heard
悪い
that
かな。
saying before in my life.
食事前にやめて。行きましょう、白羽さん。
She scolds as she takes my hand and strides off towards the dorms. We return to the dormitory so that we can make it in time for lunch. We're taking a break when suddenly the door opens.
よかった、間に合った。佐々木さん、部屋に伺うときはノックをするものよ。ごめんごめん、約束に遅れるかと思って。
約束？おしゃべりなら放課後にでも。
そっちじゃなくて、そうちゃんと約束してたんだけど。
Me? My MT partners turn to look at me and I quickly shake my head.
約束したじゃん。お昼に課題の打ち合わせしようって。
Oh,
課題ってもしかして聖書の？そうだよ。私的にも再提出になっちゃったから2人で考えようって。
I get the feeling that we did talk about something like this.
今朝の落ち込みでぼーっとしていたから。
I wonder if I'd made some promise while I was thinking about how to get along better with my MT partners. If so, then...
わかったわ。それじゃあ。ちょっと待って。 昼食は原則アミティエ同士で取るのが校則でしょ。破ったらいけないわ。
Okay, we can eat and work on the paper?
それって硬すぎない？でも正論です。
Mika's right, of course. However...
確かに食事の時間はアミティエ同士で取るのが好ましいとされているけど、2年生はみんな勝手にやってるじゃないか。クラスのみんなも仲いい相手と集まりだしているし。
みんながしているからいいっていうの？私そういう考え方は嫌いよ。
Ew. Should I do? I just replied to her without thinking. Up against the class president, Lika, who won't budge an inch, Mayuri scratches her cheek and shrugs. Perhaps seeing a strange mood, Ichigo, who's caught between them, claps her hands together.
まあまあ、2人で言い合ってても仕方ないでしょ。こういうのは当人に決めてもらうのが一番いい。だよね。当人？
All three sets of eyes turn toward me.
私が決めるの？そうだよ。当事者なのはスオちゃんなんだからさ。ささ、この分からず屋にビシッと言っちゃってよ。
You did make a promise, though. I say the promise goes over the school rules or whatever. The gaze is hurt. Nika stare in particular. I avert my eyes from her and look towards Ichigo.
いちごさんは私との約束を守ってくれたのだものね。私は、約束をしてしまったのだから、いちごさんと。そう。白羽さんが決めたのならいいわ。決まったみたいだね。それじゃあ行こうか、そうちゃん。
Ichigo takes my hand.
それじゃあ先に行くね。
Nika looks angry as we exit the room together, leaving her behind. Well, damn. You're gonna survive. I'm useless. I think deep in my heart as the last class of the day ends and the room gets noisy again. The incident before lunch, now it's been everything all day long. I was hesitant and unable to talk to my amitié partners this morning. I panicked on the way from gardening and couldn't hold a proper conversation.
そしていちごさんとの約束。
Honestly, I don't remember making this promise. I'd probably been spacing out like I am right now and answered Ichigo's request automatically. My grandfather had said that it would be nice to live a life without regrets, but people who don't feel regret are fools. He said that, but...
私は考えすぎなのかも。
I put a stop to my deliberations and look up. When I do... Since class is over, I would have expected Sister Basquiat to have left for the staff room already, but there she is, holding chalk and writing her students' names on the boards.
これって
保健委員は決まりましたね。それでは次は。
Listening as Sister Basquiat announces the choosing of the greenery counselor, I poked Ichigo's back.
何？どうしたの、スオちゃん。授業はもう終わったんじゃ。
Suo is a different kind of unreliable narrator simply because she's just not actively there for most stuff. She's just like, oh, what are we all talking about? What the fuck? With the exception that she would probably never say or even think the word fuck.
ホームルームでそろそろ学院にも慣れたろうからクラス委員以外の委員を決めようってさっきシスターが言ってたじゃない。
It seems I was spacing out and completely missed what she was saying yet again. Although my cheeks reddened at my own stupidity, I forced an excuse about being sleepy so that Ichigo doesn't realize.
そうなんだ。部活に入ってない人は委員に入らなきゃだから、そうちゃんもこれだと思ったら手を挙げて決めちゃった方がいいよ。
Club? We have those here? I think, annoyed at myself for not listening.
あ、緑化員は決まっちゃったね。
Hearing her words, I look up at the blackboard where nearly half of my classmates' names are written.
残りの人は部活動に入っているんだ。
It's not just one person per role, as the strenuous greenery counselor, the beauty counselor, and other roles with multiple names written under them.
あと残りの委員は2つになりましたが。
I look all around the class. Oh, it's my turn.
残りは図書委員と風紀委員か。
No. Maybe
風紀委
library.
員とかいいんじゃない？スオちゃんかっこいいしハマると思うけど。
Library has books.
風紀委員って。
Based solely on my knowledge from books and movies, a disciplinary counselor would be someone confident and righteous, a real pillar of the community. There's no way I'm fit for such a position.
それでは先に風紀委員を決めましょう。やりたい方は挙手をお願いします。
ほら手を挙げるんだって。いや私は
I absolutely would not be able to order people around. I turned pale at the mere thought.
あら、誰もやりたがらないのですね。挙手がないなら。
Sister Basquiat cocks her head and looks around the classroom. Then her gaze turns toward one of the few people who have yet to take a position. Me.
まずい。
I have to refuse, but the words don't come out. I know I can't do it, but I don't want my classmates, my métier partners, to realize how useless I am.
そうね。白羽さんなら。
When she calls my name, I'm filled with bitter regret.
先生。
A voice calls from out of the blue, and all eyes turn to the student who's raising her hand. It's Rika, the class president.
白羽さんですが、風紀委員よりも適職があると思います。
あら、そうなの？
はい。彼女は読書家ですし、残ったもう一つの委員、図書委員の方が良いと思います。
そうなの？白羽さん。
I'm so happy she remembered that I like books.
はい。
Perhaps because of the warmth growing inside my chest, the word of agreement leaves my lips easily.
わかったわ。それじゃあ、白羽さんには図書委員を頼みましょう。お願いね。
Lucky! A few days later. In other words, a few days since I became the library counselor. At last. I'm starting to get used to the library of my dreams. The unique smell of old books, the dim lighting to protect them from damage. I sit at a desk in the middle of this wide room stacked to the ceiling with books, the only thing that has any function other than holding books.
では、2週間後の貸し出し期間を過ぎないようお願いいたします。
I can say it without even stuttering, making me realize how at ease I am here. I watched the upperclassmen who just borrowed a library book leave and let out a small sigh.
初めに使いながら言っていたことから考えれば進歩よね。
I had been so nervous at my first job, the responsibility of the library counselor, but now
本に囲まれているからかしら。
it's a good fit. I've been able to adapt quickly to this job and even become good at it. I'm now able to help people who visit the library without much difficulty. In fact, it's not difficult in the slightest. The reason for that being that no one ever fucking visits the library.
やあ、様子を見に来たよ。
静かに。よかった。今は誰もいないみたいね。
They started dropping by to see me from time to time.
よかったはないだろう。お客がいないんじゃ商売上がったりじゃないか。
商売じゃないでしょ。でも使う人がいての図書室よね。反省だわ。いえ、さっきまで使用者がいたんですよ。今さっき帰られて。
そうなんだ。ここの本を借りるとか勤勉家なんだね。
そうですね。
Just as Miley says, this library has few modern novels and instead is filled with technical books and books on theology and the like. That's why even the students at the academy, most of whom seem like the type to relish a good book, rarely use the library.
聖書の体系や詳しい専門的知識を知りたいときは最適よね。これだけ蔵書があるのですもの。
確かに右を向いても左を向いてもってやつだね。でも神学や専門書以外にも小説くらいは置いてもいいんじゃないかな。使う人かなり限られるんじゃない？
そうですね。使用者は日に1人か2人ですね。そうなの。ええ。
そうか。それじゃあ楽ができていいね。覚えるのは貸し出しの手順くらいだろ？あとは自分の部屋から持ってきた本だとか暇を見て宿題をこなせばいいし。
あのね、図書委員は貸し出し業務だけすればいいってわけじゃないのよ。他にもたくさん仕事があるんだから。ね、知れ。
What, like do date extensions? Asks Mayuri, and Rika puts a hand to her forehead and shakes her head. Seeing Rika look to me, I chime in.
貸し出しが主な仕事だけど、
A
あとは
reference
レファレンス
service.
サービスもあるわ。
レファ？ごめん。普段図書館とか使わないから知らないんだけ
Wait,
ど、
so like,
それって
I'm
一
sorry,
般
I'm
的な
looking
こ
for
と？
something like this and that.
レファレンスというのは、
Oh.
図書館の資料を使って調べ物や資料情報探しのお手伝いをすることな
Oh,
んで
that's
す。
cool.
例えばさっき花火師さんが言った聖書の体系を調べるときに最適な本を選ぶのをお手伝いするとか。
それって この膨大な図書の中から資料探しするってこと？
I wouldn't call it humongous. It's not that big. As in not Mayuri blurts out an unfeminine war.
この中からピックアップするとか頭がクラクラするよ。調べるの骨じゃないの？
まだ全部網羅してはいないから、すぐに渡せない場合は後日連絡するようにしているの。でもやりがいのある仕事だわ。
Maybe because I'm here in this place, my library, I'm able to answer a question smoothly. Making a face like she's just bitten into a lemon, Mayuri looks around the room. I hurriedly tell her.
でも現代小説なら外国のものはあるんですよ。
Some foreign ones.
I point to a shelf in the back. Maybe there's some in there that I know, actually. She turns to look where I'm pointing and stares at the spines of the books.
あ、これって全部英語なんだけど。
現代小説は寄贈されたものだけなんですけど、寄贈された方が外国の方らしくて。
Oh, says Mayuri, looking at the bindings. Hika also goes over to the shelf and picks up a book.
へえ、ワズリングハイツ、前に読んだことがあるわ。
Well, that rings a bell, though I haven't read it.
なんとかハイツ？マンションの話？
違うわ。白羽さんは読んだことがある？嵐が丘ですね。日本語訳と映画なら見たことがあります。
なんだ、嵐が丘か。なら読んだことがあるよ。確か復讐の話だよね。
愛憎劇じゃないの？まあ作品の受け取り方なんて人それぞれだけど。
愛憎劇か。私は恋人同士だったのにヒースクリフを捨てて上流階級の男の元へ走った相手にただ報いを受けさせるだけの話だから復讐劇だと思ってたよ。
Though she pretends everything is normal, I sense something different about her manner of speaking and search her eyes. Mayuri forces a smile.
外国の現代小説なら風と共に去りぬが好きだな。スカーレット・オハラとかかっこいいしね。
I have no idea. I'm not putting aside my suspicions.
そう？主人公のスカーレットは気が強すぎて苦手なタイプだわ。私はスカーレットの義妹のメラニーの方がいいわね。優しくて純真でけなげな女性だし。
I'm assuming if you've actually read these books, this would make more sense to you.
私はスカーレットに感情移入してたからめんどくさい性格だなと思ったけど白羽さんはどっちの方が好みだった？
Scarlet. I'm about to answer with Scarlet, but then...
まゆりさんとリッカさんはどちらが好きか言ってるようなものじゃない。
A thought suddenly occurs to me. Mayuri, quick-witted and energetic, a personality loved by everyone. Anika could be Melanie, who's in her own words kind and pure-hearted, an admirable woman who puts her sister-in-law first until the very end.
アミティエの2人のどちらかを選ぶだなんて。ずいぶん真剣に悩んでいるのね。
きっとお気に入りの小説だったのさ。それか気の強いスカーレットと優しいメラニーを私と立花になぞらえて選んでいるとか。
She's read my thoughts and I freeze.
あなたね。
立花は呆れているけど私としてはスカーレットを選んでほしいな。
She says, putting her index finger to her lips, then sliding it down to her chest. Rika puts her hand to her forehead and shakes her head at the less... Oh god, I do not know how to say this word. I literally heard it earlier today. Lascivious? I heard it earlier today and I thought to myself, if you asked me to write it down, write it out, I think I would fuck it up, actually. How do you say this? Lascivious! Oh, fuck! I hate the English language. Ishawala flushed nervously.
はいはい。まゆりさんが体を張ったってことでスカーレットの軍配でいいわよ。
I'm happy that, perhaps because of the atmosphere of the library, I'm able to speak calmly with my amitié partners and not get too worked up. I never imagined such a thing would happen when I accepted the position of library counselor. I'm doing things I've never done before, and I'm starting to think that change is a good thing. No.
思っていた。だわ。
You thought. Lascivious. A big mirror stretches from one end of the classroom to the other above the old dark wooden floor, and in front of the window is the ballet, also stretching from one end of the room to the other.
いや、現実逃避してはダメ。
Seeing myself in the mirror, a wry smile comes to my face. This is the other special feature of Angrekum Academy, beside the fact that it is a missionary school. This mirrored room. I've only seen it in movies, but I know the ballet is a handwear for keeping balance while you practice. There at the ballet in front of the mirrors, I can see my own undignified appearance in all its glory.
クラシックバレエの服ってすっごく恥ずかしいね、スオちゃん。
That's right, one of the features of the academy that makes it popular is the classic ballet class. As I check my own appearance to make sure nothing looks strange, I steal a glance at Ichigo, which makes me feel even more ashamed. There's something just a little bit dangerous about her youthful body in the skin-tight leotard.
そうかな。私的には似合っているとは思わないんだけど。
If the leotard doesn't look good on cute little Ichigo, then how terrible must I look? My big body's not suited for ballet clothes, and neither is...
髪も。
the hair?
おお、スオちゃん髪まとめたんだ。動きやすいようにしろっ
Why
て
would
言
your
って
hair
たも
not
ん
be
ね。
suited to ballet?
似合うね。その変だと思う。そんなことないよ。スオちゃんはキリッとした美人なんだから雰囲気が出ていいと思うけどな。
I give a vague smile in response to her usual flattery. Ichigo twists her hips.
やっぱりメリハリがないと衣装に着られているみたいに見えるよね。せめてスオちゃんみたいに背があったらな。私なんてただ大きなだけだわ。
She's not even that
一人だけ
tall.
おかしくて浮いてるし。そんなことないよ。かっこいいと思うけどな。せめてユリくらいの身長は欲しいよね。
Wait, who's Yuri? I look over at the girl who Ichigo has nicknamed Yuri. Oh, Mayuri. Having changed into her ballet clothes, Mayuri is now performing some warm-up exercises under Sister Basquiat's supervision. The leotard displays her curves vividly, and my eyes are drawn to the obvious protrusions I'm usually unaware of.
はあ、ユリさんの頂に夢中ですね。
Hello? I flinch at the sudden feeling of breath on my ear.
リンゴさん
You playing Yu-Gi-Oh with a friend misplaced to tell you it's okay. It's totally not okay. You're about to get
リンゴで
absolutely
すよ。
wrecked. If they say it's okay, you're going to get wrecked. Ichigo laughingly tells Ringo, who's being flirty, to knock it off.
私としてはユリさんよりもスオちゃんに嫉妬です。クラスで一番お胸が大きいのはスオちゃんですし。ああ、確かに。
The twins stare at my chest like hunters on a prowl, and I squirm with embarrassment.
ああ、より強調されますます大きく見えますね。嫉妬で気が狂いそうになりますな。二人ともやめて。クラスで一番背もグラマラスボディもない私としては羨ましいです。私のお仲間
She
は
takes a look around at all the other leotard-clad girls.
りっちゃんさんしかいないですね。
She says. Nika, who has already finished changing, is standing and stretching in front of the mirror to prevent injury. In combination with her pale skin and gentle demeanor, the leotard suits her well.
準備体操随分と堂に行っている感じだね。やってた
Well,
こ
maybe you
とあ
guys
るの
should be
かな。
busy warming up as well and not just talking about each other's
いちごね
chest sizes.
今は経験の有無でなく私と同じプロポーションを探せの時間ですよ。
I don't usually get this impression from the dependable class president, but
クラスでも2番目に背が低いんだっけ。
she's pretty small, yeah. I remember what Ichigo said when the topic of height came up before. Perhaps she's noticed us watching because Nika suddenly wraps her arms around herself in embarrassment, then points at me. Not only I, but the twins also cock their heads at this strange behavior.
着替えが終わったのなら準備運動を済ませてくださいと
はい
言っておいたはずですが、
Sister Basquiat says without hostility, and all we can do is hang our heads and apologize.
ダリア先生厳しいね。
Ringo whispers in a nod while watching Sister Basquiat instruct the class.
いいですか？これができないようでは怪我をしてしまいますよ。しっか
I
り
think
や
it's
らないとい
interesting
けま
that
せん。
she has a, black leotard while everyone else is wearing white. To loosen her up, Sister Basquiat helps Ichigo spread her legs and bend forward in what I think is called a split.
あんなにグイグイ押されたら避けてしまうわ。
Ichigo seems naturally flexible, and though she groans, she's able to touch the floor. It's an unbelievable sight, but I'm probably going to have to do it too.
無理だわ。
Someone with a body as stiff as mine, it'll probably break my back.
はい、佐々木さんは大丈夫ね。それでは次。
She calls my name. I stand up and walk to Sister Basquiat fearfully, as though I were being called to my own execution.
準備運動はしましたね。それでは柔軟性を見ますよ。
Be gone! With her eyes, she urges me to get in the same position Ichigo was in. I'm protested you're too inflexible.
先生、
どうしたのかしら、白羽さん。
私、体がとても硬いんです。だから。
With my eyes, I appeal to her not to force me into the same position Ichigo was in.
そうなの。それじゃあ。
For some reason, Sister Basquiat looks around the room.
9丁の花火師さん、補助についてあげて。
She calls Rika.
大丈夫。あまり強く押さないから。
Rika whispers into my ear to sit me down, but my mind can't keep up with the sudden development, and all I can do is nod.
それでは上体を倒してみて。
I do as I'm told and use all my strength to push myself forward.
あら、本当に硬いのね。花火師さん、補助してあげて。
はい。
I almost let out a cry at the unexpected touch of a hand on my back.
背中がゾワゾワする。
The unfamiliar touch elicits a strange sensation like tiny electrical charges are running through my body.
もう少し頑張れる？
That's not a yes.
背筋だけじゃなくて腹筋を意識しないとダメなのよ。花火師さん、お腹に手を当ててあげて。
Hi TK, good evening. Huh, my stomach?
はい。
Rika whispers into my ears as sit me down, but my mind that is the same thing as just a second ago. That was the same text box. It's like the electrical charge grows even stronger, and I can't stop the strange noise that comes out of my mouth. Tuesday, April 10th. A few days have passed since the first ballet lesson, and now it has become a natural part of our everyday lives. Oh, both this game and Persona 5 start in April. It's a new school year, makes sense, but that's funny. It is almost November, and we have two games that start off in April. Evidently, ballet is particularly special at this academy and is included in our lessons every single day. It's tough for me since I'm not good at it, but it seems there are many students who enter the academy specifically for the ballet classes. At this academy, which is filled with quiet students, the ballet class is unusually lively. At the end of class,
あれ？まだ着替えないの？
I move away from the corner, which smells of the student's sweat, when Ichigo comes over, wiping her face with a towel.
少し汗を引かせてから着替えようと思って。そっか。シャワー室もあるけど、お昼休み前だとか放課後前じゃなきゃ浴びている時間に休み時間終わっちゃうものね。
Though I've already wiped myself off with a towel, I nod and wait for people to leave.
でも、そろそろいいんじゃない？あんまりゆっくりだと休み時間終わっちゃうよ。そうなのだけど。
The real reason, I look towards Ichigo as she heads off to change. My gaze lands on my other classmates who have recently gotten close. Oh, risky! Risky business here. And one of my amitié partners getting changed. I see the line from Rika's neck to her collarbone exposed defenselessly, and I see Ichigo's underdeveloped chest, making my entire face burn red.
なんでこの学院の人は隠さないの？
I felt the same thing at the dormitory too, that the girls at this academy seem to feel no shame in showing their skin. It's being in a three-person dorm. No, it must be the familiarity of amitié. I understand becoming more uninhibited since it's exhausting to always be treading carefully, but
お風呂とかでも基本隠さないのよね。
each year group has a scheduled bath time, and we can all use a shared bath during our allotted time. Of course, people usually wrap themselves in a towel before they enter the bath, but
入浴中はタオルを外しちゃうし。
I keep my towel on while I wash my hair, but when it comes time to actually get into the water, I have to take it off. In the TV programs I've seen, the reporter always wears a towel into the bath. But in spite of that, no, perhaps because of that,
こうなるのはわかるけど。何がわかるの、スオちゃん。
feminine scent accompanies Ichigo as she comes back halfway through changing, and I draw back in a hurry, my face flushing even redder.
Changing in front of people is embarrassing. Apparently.
人前で着替えるのって恥ずかしくないんですか？
I ask.
だって女の子同士でしょ？もしかして何ですか？離れたところにいるのって汗が引くのを待つためじゃなくて裸を見られるのが嫌なんでしょう。それは
I mean, I do not see... You know what she could do? Or maybe that's just me. She could just, you know, put down the... What are they called? The... My god, I can't remember the English word. The things that are holding up the shirt, the top, I mean. She could pull those down over her, like slip out of those, put on the top of her uniform, and then like pull that one down, and then pull down her leotard, and then just in the whole process, pull down the uniform shirt, and put on the uniform skirt over what she's wearing, and then just pull it down underneath, then no one would be seeing any part of her that she doesn't want anyone seeing. Easy. Just saying. That's not quite true. It's not that I don't want to be seen, it's that I don't like how I get all flustered when I see other girls. Oh, okay. Well, I can't help you with that.
別に気にしなくていいのに。胸だって大きいし、クラス1年生の中じゃ一番スタイルいい方じゃない。見せつ。
What she says about my chest makes me try to hide it with my hands over my leotard. Ichigo laughs at the overt gesture.
でもいいよね。私的にはスオちゃんとバレエの腕は同じくらいと見てるんだけど、スタイルからかやっぱり見栄えが違うし。
But I'm so inflexible I can't do any of the poses. I know I'm getting a compliment, but I nearly say something negative without thinking.
そろそろ着替えないとまずいわよ。
Having finished changing, Nika stands with her hands on her hips, looking at me with disapproval.
先生に質問してたから遅くなっちゃったんだ。すぐに着替えるよ。
I hurriedly avert my eyes as she starts pulling down her shoulder strap. Stop!
へえ、終わってからの質問だなんて偉いわね。さすがクラスで一番のお姉さんだわ。お姉さん？私たちの誕生日を知っていたのですね。
Ringo has finished changing and now stands with her arms crossed, nodding.
もしかしてその反応は傷つくな。私たちの誕生日は4月13日なんだ。だからクラスで一番お姉さんです。
Don't act like it. Both Rika and I can help but chuckle at the sisters puffing out their chests with pride.
笑われるのって心外なんだけど。りっちゃんさん聞いてます？ごめんごめん。それじゃクラスでお誕生日会を開くのを提言しなくちゃね。
The sisters loudly approve of the idea.
お誕生日会か。
My heart leaps at this, my very first invitation to a birthday party. After class is dismissed, before the tea party, the topic of the birthday party is raised to everyone else in the class. Great idea. Mayuri agrees, and with no real objections raised, the discussion turns to what actually holding. Then...
さすがにクラス全員は無理だよ。ねえ。
そうね。全員はね。
Even though it is a class event, Nika, the host, wants everyone to join, but some people have personal plans, club activities, or committee work. It needs some scheduling.
それにしても3日後か。急だけど誕生日のプレゼントの用意とかどうするかな。
プレゼントって？
委員長の議題には入っていなかったけど、誕生日会と言ったらプレゼントじゃない？白羽さんだってもらった覚えがあるでしょ。
I didn't have any birthday party. She questions me.
ええ。
I don't, but I can't tell them that I've never been to a birthday party.
そうか、プレゼントか。
やっぱり本人が喜ぶものが一番だけど、今回は双子だし、 2人に1つずつだと出費が激しいし、となると2人で1つの楽しめるもの、なかなか難しいな。
It certainly is tough to decide which would be better, one person or two.
いちごさんやりんごさんの好きなものってなんだろう。
そこなんだよね。まだ付き合って間もないし、まあ姉は分かりやすいけど妹の方。
I watched English sleepily, yet smilingly watches the progression of the meeting.
何が好きかいまいち分からないし、いつも眠そうだからって枕とか送ったら嫌味みたいだしね。
She scratches her cheek and smiles wryly.
確かに奥が深いわ。
I realize that even something a person may seem to like could also be taken as an insult.
それに好きだからってみんながみんな同じものを送ったら迷惑になりそ
There
うだ
was
し。
one time, it wasn't for a birthday, but there was one time when we did a small little event at school where everyone would like we would choose like lots, and then whoever you got, you'd have to give them like something small for Christmas. And you know, we did talk a little bit before, like what people would expect. So don't go overboard, just a small thing, right? Especially because you wouldn't necessarily get someone from the class you're actually really close to. And I had told everyone, like, just, I don't know, give me a manga, maybe. That never seems to be wrong. And what I ended up getting was one of the ugliest pet plushies I've ever received in my life. And I don't mean in the like lovable ugly sense, but in the, it's one of those that they're one of these modern ones that they're trying to make super cute by giving them giant sparkly eyes to just make them look creepy. And I got that one and I thought to myself, well, I guess, yeah, that is also a way to get it over with. Because I had given the person who I'd chosen, who was chosen for me, actually, I put together an entire like CD. It was a mix of songs I thought this person would like, and what I got was a ugly plushie. And I was so mad about it. To this day, I'm still mad. But it is what it is.
それもあるよね。例えば自転車が趣味だとしてサドルばかり何個も送られたって迷惑だろうし。
I giggle as I imagine the Sasaki twins buried in a mountain of bicycle seats.
となるとこっちの趣味に付き合わせるという手もあるわけだ。
Oh well.
私の好きなものを相手にも知ってもらいたいとかね。
Painting.
私ならなんだろう。絵でもプレ
まゆりさんって絵画が好きなの？
見るのも描くのも好きだよ。でも自分で描いた絵をプレゼントって
It's something personal to give someone something you painted.
すごく素敵だわ。
I was always a child who would just give everyone stuff I'd drawn myself.
そうかな。
Just imagining myself receiving such a present makes me happy, but what would I give?
本？
白羽さんは自分で小説だとか書いたりするの？
It's such an absurd question to me that I laugh and shake my head.
そんな本は好きだけど読むだけよ。自分で書くなんて恥ずかしいことできないわ。
そう？好きなら自分でやってみたくなるものだと思うけどな。まあ双子、特に落ち着きのない姉の方には白羽さんが選んだ本でも読んで少し落ち着いてほしいものだけどね。
You share a giggle. My Yuri's smile is refreshingly androgynous, and I sense something masculine in her.
そういえばちょっと前に図書室によって白羽さんが当番じゃない時だったんだけど、例の嵐。
それ
前に話していたから気になって棚を覗いたら置いてなくてさ。翻訳してない英文小説を借りる人がいるなんて、この学院は賢い人が多いんだね。
This is probably just a topic of conversation to her. For me as a library counselor, though, this is part of an incident that has been troubling me recently.
あれ、どうしたの？何か困りごと？
実は少し前委員の中でそのことで話し合ったの。ここのところ 本がなくなっていることが続いているって。
ああ、借りたまま返さないってやつね。だったらクラスまで行って返却するように言ったらいいんじゃない？
違うの。返却期間を過ぎても返しに来ないんじゃなくて、そもそも借りるための手続きをしていないみたいなの。
何も言わないで持っていくってこと？タチが悪いな。
委員の先輩方の話では、今までこういったことがなかったから、
Maybe someone who doesn't
新
know.
1年生の誰かじゃないかって。
But that wouldn't make sense.
それに4月に入ってから亡くなり始めたらしいし。
Like, I think
そうなんだ。
if you've been to a library before, you know how it works. Mayuri puts her hand to her chin, thinking hard, worrying that I've troubled her. I hurry to explain.
そんなに大事じゃないの。そもそも盗んでいるのも確定じゃなくて、先輩たちは私が不慣れなせいでなくしたんじゃないかって言っていたし。
その方がずっと悪いじゃないか。
She looks at me with a furrowed brow.
言われのない誤解を受けているんじゃ、その方がずっと悪いよ。それに1年生が疑われているなら誤解を解いた方がいい。
She calls out to Rika, who's standing at the podium, while I'm taking a bag.
図書室での盗難騒ぎ。そうね。議題にかけた方が良さそうね。
Somehow it's become a big deal. Okay, let's investigate it then.
大丈夫です。
My classmates look at me in surprise for suddenly raising my voice.
何が大丈夫なの、白羽さん。もともと図書委員での問題なので、私が解決します。
My voice trails off quite a bit at the end there.
せっかくみんなで集まってるんだ。話だけでも聞いてみたら？
でも佐々木さんたちのお誕生日会のお話をしているのに悪いわ。
I whisper back. I don't know if she agrees or not, but Mayuri nods while knitting her eyebrows.
とにかく図書室の本が紛失しているのは本当のようだし、クラスみんなも少し気をつけておいてね。
I agree, relieved that I haven't spoiled the mood. Yay. In the end, we didn't solve the matter. It wasn't turned into a big deal. But my moment of relief is fleeting.
浩二魔王子とはこのことだわ。
騒がないの。試験といってもちゃんと基礎ができているか見るものですよ。
Uh-oh.
バーレッスンでの基礎運動を見るだけです。
I'm not good at ballet, and I sigh internally at the word test. No, this isn't don't count your chickens. It's more like out of the frying pan and into the fire.
はあ、バーレッスンか。
Mayuri doesn't hide her dramatic sigh. The class giggles at her exaggerated exasperation.
意外よね。
Mayuri is agile and athletic, but perhaps because she generally doesn't have a knack for ballet, she's only progressed to the same level as me. At this point, even the Sasaki twins have caught up.
先生、バーレッスンですけど、どんな踊りが試験の対象になるんですか？
そうだ、それを聞かなきゃ。
まだ始めたばかりですから、踊りが対象になることはないです。
She glances around at the watching students.
準備運動をおざなりにしている生徒がいるため、きちんとできていると見るだけですよ。基礎運動の手順は始まる前に行っているバーを使っての屈伸運動、足の曲げ伸ばし、体の前後屈、軽いジュテですね。
ジュテ？
ジャンプのことを言うのですよ。
なんだ、それなら手順は覚えているし。
You have to go. Okay. Thank you for coming by. Good night.
ただ雑にやっているのでは意味がありません。それぞれの手順の際の姿勢、天井からそう指導しているように、しっかりとふらつかず、姿勢を1分ぐらつかずに行えるようにしてもらいます。
Mayuri lets out another unfeminine sound like before, but this time no one laughs. Because even if she didn't explicitly say it, we all know that this test by Sister Basquiat is going to be more difficult than we expected.
姿勢を崩さないって大変なのよね。
A considerable amount of strength is needed to move on your tiptoes. Of course, those without its supporting strength will wobble.
ジュテか。そうそう。それが一番難題だよね。
The requires not just strength but also a sense of balance. To do it without stumbling will be extremely difficult.
これって初めて1週間でできることなの？
I wonder.
ダリア先生、試験と言ってましたけど、できない場合は再試験とか。
ああ、そうそう、試験ですものね。
She claps her hands together as though she's remembered something and smiles.
それでは試験に合格できなかった生徒は補習をしてもらいますね。
補習できるまで何度でもやらせるということ？それじゃ罰則だよ。
罰則ですか。それも面白いですね。補習の細かい内容は考えておきましょう。
Sister Basquiat nods with self-satisfaction, and our classmates look at the Sasaki sisters reproachfully for running their mouths off.
参ったね。罰って
They
何が来
literally
るのか
made it
な？
worse. They don't really seem to care though.
スオちゃんはどんな罰だと思う？
A heated one-on-one lesson. I don't know why I respond to Ichigo's question like this, but
二人きりでの熱血指導とか。
I've been imagining a scene like something from an old sports drama.
二人きりね。
I thought it would get a laugh, but Ichigo crosses her arms and smirks.
ダリア先生と二人きりで指導なんてなんだかエッチな妄想ですな。何を？何気に教諭の中では一番人気だからね、ダリア先生。二人きりの熱の二人きり。
I had meant that the lesson would be intense, but it seems my comment was taken the wrong way. My cheeks turned red.
やめてよもう。冗談だよ。スオちゃんは顔に出るから面白くて。
Ichigo laughs loudly. When Sister Basquiat gives her a warning, she lets out a shriek, inviting laughter from the class. Thinking of what the practice would entail weighs on my spirits. All I can do is sigh and watch from the corner of my eye as Sister Basquiat announces the date of the test. Perhaps because I'm feeling down. Shiro-san. Someone calls my name unexpectedly and I blurt out a weird noise.
ごめん、驚かしちゃったみたいだね。
大丈夫だけど、何？
それなんだけどね。
She speaks evasively while twirling her hair, and I give her a curious look.
待っていたのだから相談事よね。
Out of shyness, I wait for everyone else to finish changing, so I'm always last out of the classroom. She's been waiting for me even though I was late, so she probably has a good reason.
もしかして図書の紛失騒ぎをなあなあで済ませてしまったから？
え？
高坂さんが議題に挙げてくれたのに、私があまり騒がないでほしいみたいなことを言ったから。だから。
I ask if she's angry that I'd acted like it wasn't important. She looks at me blankly, then her white skin slowly flushes, and she waves a hand in front of her face.
違う、別に怒ってなんかないよ。私が白羽さんを待っていたのは、今度一緒にバレエの練習をやろうって話なんだけど。
Yeah, baby!
ダメかな。
The way she averts her eyes all red in the face is adorable.
迷惑だよね。それにただの準備運動なわけだし、付き合わせることも。
違うの。なんていうか、誘ってくれて嬉しかったっていうか。
そう？よかった。断られたらどうしようかと思ったんだ。
私でいいの？一緒に練習するなら佐々木さんとか。
イチゴのこと？ダメだよ、ダメ。あいつに頼んだら何を言われるか。散々バカにして大して練習にならないオチだよ。
そう。
I smile, imagining the conversations they'd have. Oh, but
練習ならもっと適任が。せっかくア
well,
ミテ
you're
ィエ同士
also
なん
her
だし、
amitié partner, though,
花
aren't
火さ
you?
んに教わったらいいんじゃないかしら。経験者みたいだし。
リッカはもっとダメだ。情けないところを見せたくないから
In
ね。
my humble opinion, Mario says this almost bashfully.
なんだろ
I feel as though my heart has been shaking in my chest.
それじゃあ明日から頼むよ白羽さん。
I forced myself to smile and nod at Mayuri, who was taking hold of my hand. Okay. We're gonna take that as a good stopping point, though. As a good point as any to stop. In my humble opinion. Because that sounds like something... Excuse me. Something big is about to happen next. So what I would like to do is... Oh no, that's a quick save. Use save 1 for my big saves, and then... Am I allowed to go back to the main menu from here? No. But if I exit, I close the entire game. Huh. Well, I guess we'll stay on this screen then. But yeah, that is our introduction to the Flower series. It's already been 3 hours. Oh my god. That's the thing about these games. It doesn't feel like 3 hours really. Like they go by so quickly. But we're gonna be spending a bunch of time with this game from now on. I say a bunch of time, like it took me thank you for the pat. It took me when I played this game for the first time. I have 15 hours on Steam. So it does have a considerable length. I say. We're only going to be doing the main endings, but still. Thank you for a nice stream. No, thank you for coming. I hope you have a great night as well. Gonna send you over to our favorite pink hat cat. Because... Oh, I can't type. Because time is lucky. Time is on my hand right now. On my side. On my hand. I can't talk anymore. You know what? I've talked so much over the past few hours. If we go by, you know, yesterday and until today, I've talked so much I can't talk anymore. I need a break for a little bit. Thank you for a stream. No, thank you for coming. Here's the raid, and here's the raid message. I'll be posting a schedule in a bit. We'll be continuing this game on Wednesday. I am not going to be streaming tomorrow. I'm not going to be doing anything special for Halloween. I'm sorry, but less talking, more resting. Yeah, exactly. I got up at 10 today. That was fun. We'll continue this game Wednesday, Sunday. More Eska and Logi on Friday, and more Persona on Saturday. But yeah, have a good night, everyone. Also, please excuse me if I make some mistakes because of the time zones now. Like they're still gonna be at 7 p.m. my time, but it's gonna be at different times for some of you guys now. Time zones suck. But yeah, no newsroom money is the biggest gift you could deliver. Haha, yeah. No, we don't. We're not gonna do a special thing on Halloween. I'm sorry. We'll see you all soon. Good night. Thank you for the pet. And bye bye. Bye bye bye.